Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Monday episode of the No Contest Wrestling Podcast. I am the heel that you love to hate, Ospreay Jackson Jr., a.k.a. Petty Guerrero.
Hey, yo, it's me. It's the T-double-O, the J-I-double-G, to Jiggy, TJ Jefferson. What up?
And we know, last week, we kind of left y'all high and dry. Y'all thought we left to go get some milk and wasn't coming back.
Yeah, we ain't those type of black
But
fathers.
we here now, and we got a huge jam-packed episode for y'all.
Yep.
We had a crazy weekend, not to mention you are not going to want to miss the unhinged interview
that we know is coming with the
the Godfather. The Godfather came
It's coming.
and gave us nothing but love, so you will have to check out that interview. But TJ,
let's talk about it.
TJ, this weekend was crazy.
Hey, the thing is, when tag teams split up, it's usually a bad thing. Sean usually kicks Marty through a barbershop window, or, someone else gets clotheslined, someone else gets pile driven. We split up this weekend, but it wasn't for nothing bad. It was for research, because what we did is big weekend of wrestling. We decided no contest had to be a part. So Shay took a trip down to Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
He was going to check out Saturday night's main event. Meanwhile, I had to go talk to my Uncle Jerry Jones in Dallas anyway. So it made sense for me to take a trip down to Dallas to check out AEW's All-In on Saturday. And it was...
Yeah, I mean, I called up my friend Paul. My friend Paul hooked it up. You called up your...
I called a friend of mine named Tony.
Yeah, you know.
Tony happened to be on the Rich Eisen show on the 1st of July. We're promoting AEW All-In, and he kept saying, TJ, you're coming, right? You're coming. Well, the fact of the matter is, when the boss offers you to come to the Super Bowl, you go to the Super Bowl. So that's what I did. I went to All-In.
And we as a podcast, we are obliged to look at both sides.
Because we're not those wrestling fans that were like, oh, this or that. Nah, man. We're like,
we got to get it all.
We love it all.
And we deserve it all. And speaking of all.
And you deserve it all.
Speaking of all, TJ, you was at All-In, bro. There's no other way to start this.
I like what you just did.
You see me?
See, you're the son of one of the greatest wordsmiths of all time. So it makes sense that a little bit of that seeped into your DNA.
You see what it is.
Yeah, I mean. But yeah, All-In on Saturday, Globe Life in Texas. It was truly, truly spectacular, man. I can't front. It was.
They did that.
They did it. The energy was incredible. The crowd was incredible. The matches were great. Like I had 2 seats. I was up high in the press box, so you got to have like the little catbird seat, as they say, where I saw everything. Had a monitor right next to me, so But then I also went down to the floor. Not, I didn't get the floor, but I was down. I had a seat, kind of checked it out with the crowd, just to get that feeling, and people were loving it. But yeah, man, shout out to TK, shout out to Adam for hooking me up. But yeah, let's talk All-In, man. Let's go through these matches, and we're gonna have a long episode, so we don't want to make this too long.
But pack a sack lunch, pause, and make sure you guys got your seatbelts buckled.
Yeah, so All-In, it started off with the trios match. We had the Ops, Samoa Joe, Shibata, Powerhouse Hobbs. They beat the Death Riders, Claudio, Wheeler, Gabe Kidd. It was a great show to start off with. You know me, I'm a Shibata fan, and I've tried to put you on the Shibata since we've been doing this. There was a moment at the beginning, he and Gabe Kidd, he was Gabe Kidd's trainer at the New Japan Dojo here in Los Angeles, where we got to go make a trip one day, to be honest with you. They had this thing where they were chopping each other for like 2 minutes straight, and I'm telling you, it was just amazing. Just 2 dudes just chopping the hell out of each other.
Let's chop it up.
Just bang, 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 bang. But yeah, the Ops, they got the win, but then the Death Riders, they did something pretty smart. They took Samoa Joe out. Yeah. Because they knew they didn't want him interfering maybe later. They neutralized it. It was smart with the Death Riders.
Yeah. And I also want to point out, Samoa Joe slapped the dog hell out of Wheeler Yuta. He hit him in the back so damn hard. Remember we were talking about how, because Samoa Joe is such a badass, but he's still funny. We were talking. You were telling me about the balance that we wish Solo kind of had, where it would be more badassery. Yeah, that was Samoa Joe. That's what we were thinking of.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
Solo get a little more Samoa Joe in there, because Solo's right there, man. But the thing is, with Solo, he makes me laugh too much
He's so good.
But that's for another show. This is AEW. This is all Samoa Joe. they got the win, but then they took the L because Death Riders took Joe out.
Yeah.
And then they had the Casino Gauntlet match. Obviously, we all knew it was going to be MJF who was going to win this thing. Really interesting. What I like about the Gauntlet is and maybe I'm wrong, it doesn't seem like there's a set time for the next person to come out. So it seems like some guys be in the ring and you have like 30 seconds and someone that come out. The next time it'd be like a minute and a half. So to me, it didn't seem like there was like a set time for the next competitor to come out, which I kind of liked. Yeah. Because it really kept you on your toes because you never knew who the next guy to come out with.
I know you have the idea that like, all right, MJF should have this, but there were a lot of moments where you were like, they're good at blending that disbelief a little bit where you're like, no, they really could go this way. I know I was not prepared for the new Juice Robinson.
Juice comes out freshly, no beard, just like baby. I was like, Juice, I don't know. I think Juice needs to grow the beard back.
That was crazy. Was that Bo Dallas? Bro, Juice Robinson, no beard was unexpected. Yeah. MJF had a crazy kick. I think it was Roderick Strong when he goes on the turnbuckle. MJF just puts his foot.
Bro, I'm so glad that you picked.
Dude.
Straight up, we didn't talk about this.
Yeah.
I'm so glad because I've never seen anybody and little subtleties,
like a little scorpion kick.
Little subtleties in movies and TV shows. I'll give you a quick example. You ever see the movie Better Off Dead?
No.
Okay, well, it's a John Cryer movie. There's a movie or a part where his neighbor has a balloon and the balloon flies away and he just does like a little hop after it. And it's so subtle, but I laugh at that thing every time I see it because I like little subtle stuff.
Yeah.
So the movie you're talking about, Roddy comes, charges MJF. He picks him up, and you know the spot where like the buckle's behind you, someone will drop you onto the buckle.
Yeah.
MJF did it. But he kicked his foot out and kicked Roddy in the face as he's going down. And it was such a little small detail, but it was obviously stood out enough that you noticed it and I noticed it. And we didn't even talk about the fact that it happened.
They're sick.
So I'm glad glad you did that. Mark Briscoe, I've been on this show. I'm a huge fan of the Briscoe brothers. I think wrestling as a whole, we missed out by not having the Briscoe brothers on a bigger platform than what they had before the untimely and unfortunate passing of Jay. But the crowd is so behind Mark Briscoe, and I just loved it. He and MJF kicked it off. And then you had Ricochet came out. You know, he was there. Takeshita, your boy, my boy. We love Takeshita. And then Mystico came out, and that just, the place went crazy for Mystico. He came out and joined it. You know,
Texas,
him and MJF got a little bit of a rivalry. And then Josh Alexander, he was in it. Anthony Bones, our guy, Roddy Strong, Brody King.
Oh, bro.
Like Brody King got a huge pop too. Love to see it for him. Hopefully big things are coming his way. Juice Robinson, freshly shaven Juice Robinson. Kota Ibushi came out. The Beast Mordos, who, by the way, the Beast Mordos, much
TikTok
like
legend.
Juice Robinson, they're winning at life, if you know what I'm saying. Okay. Juice is married to Tony Storm. He's winning at life. And if what we hear is true about the Beast Mordos, I ain't getting into his personal business, but the Beast Mordos is winning at life.
TikTok legend.
Let me tell you something. And he, by the way, one of the best spears in wrestling by the Beast Mordos. And then I got to give it up. Max Caster is going to, without a shadow of a doubt, get "Let's go, Max. You're the best wrestler alive." He's gonna get that chant over. It's gonna happen. There's no way it should happen. But Platinum Max is gonna get that chant over. He's the best wrestler alive. Let's go, Max.
The water droplet on concrete. Eventually, that concrete gonna break.
So it was great to see all those guys. They did their thing. MJF got the win, so he is in line for a championship match. So we'll see where that goes.
Is the stipulation tell you when, or can he just like pull that? So is it like a...
That's a good question, because I wasn't sure if he could do like a Money in the Bank type thing.
Right.
Like because could you imagine? Well, I want to get ahead of myself.
I see what
Remind me we're going to come back to that.
I got you.
And then next up, we had Adam Cole. Just shout out to Adam Cole. Unfortunately, he came out. He gave up the TNT title. Just gave a speech about some type of health issue that really we didn't find out until about 2 hours before the show started.
Yeah.
So they really had to scramble to change up this match, which was supposed to be one-on-one with him and Kyle Fletcher for the title. Unfortunately, Adam Cole came out, just gave a gut-wrenching speech to the crowd about how he's got to step away, some health issues. We're not exactly sure what happened, but man, we just, one thing about Adam Cole is, whether you're a fan of his or not, one thing I have heard from almost everyone is, when it comes to being a human being and someone that the locker room and everyone loves, he's, Mount Rushmore of good guys in this business. So,
Adam Cole, my sister, I credit my sister for really putting me on and showing me when he was running the black and gold, and it just really felt like he never got his footing here. It's always something that kind of
a couple injuries,
little nagging little things here
ankle,
and there,
the concussion.
And you could tell he didn't want to put the stamp on it of just like, and once you hear that voice shake, as a wrestling fan, you fear the worst. Yeah, man.
Especially when you use the word retirement.
Yeah,
they really don't use that R word.
Yeah. And we know the type of mind he has. Obviously, there's different avenues within wrestling besides being a performer, but we don't wish that on any of the stars out there. And IWC, I know you get tired of me talking to you, but if your first initial thought is they should have saved this for Dynamite, get over it, man. The man is spilling his heart out to you. Just be sympathetic, I beg you. And so shout out to Adam Cole.
Because be sympathetic, because Adam Cole went out there and got hurt doing the thing that you love to watch. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Come on, man.
So why would you not? By the way, luckily I haven't read any douchebag comments on this one, because I would have had to say something to some people. But yeah, man, just shout out to Adam. We hope his health improves.
Yeah.
Overall, if he doesn't wrestle again, I'd like Adam Cole to be a 50, 67-year-old man able to walk and have all his facilities.
Yeah.
So, hey, if this is it and it means your health in the long term, then I'm all for it. Yeah. If you can make it back, we'll be waiting for you.
Yeah, the pop will be loud.
So then we have the TNT Championship match, which got turned into a fatal four-way.
Yeah.
With Kyle Fletcher, who was going to get the match anyway, along with Sammy Guevara, former TNT champion, Daniel Garcia, former TNT champion, and the natural Dustin Rhodes. Now, the thing about Dustin Rhodes and Sammy, I was also at Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor on Friday night.
Okay.
Sammy and Dustin, they had a match Friday night. Then they had, in the 0 hour, they had a match.
Whoa.
They wrestled.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're having, 56, 57-year-old Dustin Rhodes. This is his third match in less than 12 hours.
Yeah.
And I think the overwhelming workhorse, man.
Yeah, workhorse.
And I think the overwhelming thought was Kyle Fletcher was going to win this match, win the title for the Don Callis family. So you can imagine this entire arena was shook when the 3 count came and it's Dustin laying there and he got the pin, to the point where I was like, oh, Sammy didn't come in enough time.
Yeah, you blurred the lines.
We were in the press. Everyone in the press box was looking around like, was that supposed to happen? Was that an accident? But it turned out that is how Tony wanted it. He wanted Dustin to have this moment in Texas.
And it's a smart move. Texas. It's a smart move on TK's part, because you just had the air sucked out the building by Adam Cole.
That's a very good point.
You just had the air sucked out the building. So to give the building that feel-good moment with a Texas-born.
Yep. A legend in the game.
Yeah, you gotta get him back. And that was a way to get him back right there, is to have it. But I will say, nobody has more shattered dreams than Kyle Fletcher. My goodness.
3? That was the point.
3 times?
It gets to the point, though, with that move where we were sitting up there laughing like, oh, boy, Kyle, if only you could just lift your leg up. But because once you get hit with the 1, it's a wrap. Like, you can't move at that point. Like, your body's in shock. So, yeah, I hope that he doesn't want kids anytime soon.
Fine.
If he was thinking about having a family anytime soon, those plans had to be put to bed, because man, I hope Sky Blue is good nurse. Kyle's going to need some taking care of. Yeah. But yeah, so Dustin gets it. His first singles championship since he was the Intercontinental Champion in 1999. Think about this, people. This is 2025.
Yeah.
His last singles championship was 1999.
My little brother wasn't even born.
I left Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in 1999 to drive cross country to move to LA. I'm still here. Dustin Rhodes is still here.
Yeah.
You know, hey, man, it's good because he's another one who seems like he's given everything to this business, runs a school, he trains. You never hear a bad word about Dustin Rhodes.
No.
So it's awesome to kind of, you know.
And I popped for that Crossroads.
Bro.
I was like, yeah.
So yeah, it was great to see him kind of get this, and we'll see. And you know, I made a joke on Twitter. I said, "Oh, check out Dustin Hogan with all the belts now."
Yeah, right. Genius, by the way. Genius tweet, by the way.
You know, they call Mercedes Brogan. Is it Dustin Brogan? I was just, you know, he's the ROH tag team champion, the trios champion. And
how much gold does he need?
Yeah, he needs it all, I guess. But yeah, shout out to Dustin, man. What a great moment. And then we had let's just move on to, I don't even know if I'm in order right now, but this is the order we're talking about it. Swerve Strickland, our guy, Will Ospreay. They took on the Young Bucks.
Is this his thing?
It's like a this and a.
I thought that was it.
There it goes. So the stipulation was if Ospreay and Swerve lost this match to the Young Bucks, they could not challenge for the AEW World Championship for 1 year.
Yeah, 12 months.
And if the Young Bucks lost, they would be stripped of their EVP titles.
Yes.
So going into this match, I thought it was a no-brainer. It was a done deal.
Yeah.
Swerve and Will are losing this.
Right. It gives you enough time
because
to
now
promote
you've got
other people with
for
the
them
title.
Yeah. So they come out, Ospreay comes out in an Assassin's Creed type themed, I knew that you would be something that you would geek out on.
Yeah, because what I love about Will, I'm sure he's played other games. He don't give a damn. I love Assassin's Creed. And y'all gonna know every chance I get that I love Assassin's Creed. So shout out to Will for that.
I figured you would love that one.
Yeah, buddy.
And then I guess in a little bit of an emotional thing, it took a second for me to realize what was going on. We have Jojo Offerman come out, friend of the show, and she sang Ain't Nobody.
Yeah.
As a nod to Isaiah Strickland or Isaiah Swerve Scott. He's gone through a few names, so I'm not sure what name he used.
The Indie.
The Indies, used to be his theme. So having JoJo come out, and he was a friend of Bray Wyatt. And, you know, remember at one point he wore those themed tights.
Yeah.
That were
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so having JoJo come out and sing him to the ring with fireflies in the background. I hope people picked up on that. It was just a pretty dope moment. JoJo crushed the song.
Crushed it.
Swerve came out. You know, he's over as hell. Man.
Yeah.
Him and Nana just... The place just loses it when Swerve comes out. And then you got the Young Bucks come out, and, you know, their entrance was so over the top. They come out in like a boat, the Founding Fathers. Yeah. They got raised up. And then I was like, I don't know, did the thing get stuck up there? Why didn't it come back down? I don't know. But it was so over the top. It was ridiculous. There was a sequence there, Shay, where a lot of people who... you know, want to be your fundamental mat-based wrestling, hate this type of stuff.
I just want to show you. You see all the notes I have. Yes. All I have is that sequence.
Bro, right here, the sequence. The sequence. True story. Because it was amazing.
Yeah.
If you watched this and you couldn't, and if you're a wrestling fan and you couldn't just lose it, then you know what? Maybe wrestling ain't for you. Maybe fun ain't for you.
Yeah.
Because it was super kick after Canadian Destroyer, after this, that, and the third. And you'll know the sequence. You can just find it on YouTube. You find it on Twitter if you haven't seen it.
Viral.
It was just so much fun and such a you know, I can't say enough about it.
I completely, you know, because I get what some fans talk about when they don't like sequences like that. But the things that I can point out from the times I didn't like it were not there in this one. It felt like counter. The speed, the timing felt like perfect counters instead of, all right, now your turn. It felt like chaos.
That is such a good point because there's so many times, and I'm not knocking these performers.
Yeah.
It's a timing thing. So many times you'll see people kind of waiting.
Yeah.
I noticed it with younger performers who sometimes I know people feel certain ways about the Young Bucks. I know you have certain feelings about the Young Bucks. I got to be honest with you. I think the Young Bucks are amazing.
Dude, that right there, I see why people are fans of them in that sequence right there.
You can say what you want about them, but look, they're incredible. And I'm just going to say it. And I popped for this whole sequence, this whole match. Love to see it. I think I won't say I wasn't into the match because in my mind it was already a done deal that they were winning this match. So in my mind, I'm watching this match and I'm enjoying it, but I'm just waiting for the moment where something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Ospreay and Swerve, they have a miscommunication, which happened. Ospreay hits Swerve and you're thinking, okay, here it is.
Real good.
They don't get the pin. And then will Ospreay and Swerve win the match?
Pull it off.
I got to be honest, I was shocked.
Pull it off. And that's why we watch.
And that's why you got to watch.
And that's why we watch.
You have to. That was an amazing match.
Yeah.
4 great performers. If you got problems with any of these guys and the way they wrestle, that's a YP. That's a you problem.
Yeah.
Because TJ was loving it.
I was looking on Twitter after the match, and there's some word that the AEW site had Swerve and Ospreay listed as EVPs. And then so I hit Swerve and I was like, congratulations on your new position. He said, no, they're just stripped of the EVP. They're not the new EVP.
That would have been dope, bro.
If they could have been running things for a couple months.
Yeah, let's give it we get 60 days to do whatever we want. Yeah, that would have been dope.
Hilarious.
But yeah, shout out to those 4. And of course, shout out to Swerve, friend of the show.
Yeah.
Got to chop it up with him a little bit at the after party. Good dude, follows what we do. So anytime Swerve does his thing.
You see what I got on.
He swerves.
See what I got on.
He swerves when he drives.
This y'all day
to
day.
When he drives. Then we had the women's casino gauntlet match, and that's to guarantee a women's world championship match. And the match started out with Chris Statlander.
Yeah, okay. We are fans of Statlander.
To quote the great Tony Storm, Chris Statlander. What a woman. Okay. Megan Bain. What a woman. Let me tell you, I watch those 2 wrestle every day and twice on Sunday. But they kicked it off. They were the first 2 competitors. And then who comes out? Willow Nightingale.
Yeah, man.
And so Willow is just, see what you're doing right there, Susan?
I love Willow, man.
Willow brings a smile on your face,
Willow
man.
Could borrow my car if she wanted.
And not put gas in it.
Yeah,
You know
right.
what I mean?
Man.
So Willow comes out, and for a split second, I was like, oh, maybe her and Chris Stat will have a Rio, because Willow came out through a forearm right in the Stat's jaw.
Yeah.
And I was
Willow
like, okay.
Not playing.
Willow,
see her record.
Yeah, it's not a game. It's not a game. She ain't out there for fun. Not today. But then you got, Ty Mello. She comes out with Anna J. Hello, Ty and Anna. Ty J. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
sir.
they had the thing. Harley Cameron came with the mask. Harley is just
entertainer.
I don't know if she's the greatest wrestler on earth, but she is definitely on the list of one of the most entertaining and funniest wrestlers that you have.
You'll always find some money in wrestling if you got that side down.
Say it again.
You will always find some money in wrestling if you got that entertainer shit down.
And she has it down.
She got it
to a T,
she got it
man.
In her bag.
So, they were going at it. And then you had, personally, one of my new favorites, Tekla.
Yeah.
Because I am so, she kind of took the Masha Slamovich, Killer Kelly thing from TNA where they kind of scared me and I liked it.
Yeah. That's started asking myself questions.
That's kind of what Tekla does. She frightens me and I'm here for it. She was there, Julia Hart with Sky Blue by her side. Hello.
There was a spot where Julia and Tekla were across the ring from each other, and they both did the spider, the spider spot.
We'll just call it the bray. I like to call it the bray.
Dude, that from the turnbuckles and looked at each other, and I was like, oh yeah, I need more of that.
The place popped for that, Who else? Then of course, our queen Amanada.
Yeah,
she.
I'm loving the push she's getting.
Yeah, Mina Shirakawa, who I got to see become the new ROH TV champion on Friday. Shout out to Mina, Athena. Thunder Rosa, our girl, Athena and Thunder Rosa put on a banger of a ROH women's title match on Super Card of Honor on Friday. They were in there. Suri debuted, and Alex Windsor, she made her debut.
Both of them has some splashes of where I see where they could go.
Yeah, and the great thing about matches like this, like the Rumble or these, everyone's going to get their chance to get a little shine in. So especially if you're not familiar with any of these women, they did enough that you can see. Like,
and I love that they both were in the ring solo, just them two going at it to showcase. That was nice.
Yeah, and then of course the forever champion, Athena, who's on day like 5,793 of being the ROH Women's Champion. She
just name it after her,
right? They just retire that belt. Like, she gets the win.
Yeah,
she's local. The crowd, it was top 5 pops of the night.
Beautiful.
People love Athena. She's going to get a world's title match, and it so deserved. So deserved.
About time. Get her on more television.
And I say another women's, because she's already got one world's title, but she now gets a chance at the AEW women's title match. And that was fun. And like I said, the crowd was happy. The crowd popped for her, because we see the work that she's done over the years and that she's put in. So very well deserved, Athena. Shout out to you. And then next up, we heard people.
Yeah.
We heard people.
Yeah.
We heard people. The Hurt Syndicate came out to defend their tag team championships against Jet Speed and the Patriarchy. And
Jet Speed, they had some spots in there, but I just want to give appreciation to Kevin Knight.
Please do.
Dude, he is so athletically gifted, and it looks so clean every time.
Right.
It's just so measured, and there's nothing sloppy about him. And that is like, the smart wrestling fans out there can see a worker, and that dude know the gifts he got. And I hope nothing but the best for Kevin Knight, man. I'm a fan.
For sure, And so bottom line is, that was great. Lashley hits the spear to win because they heard people. Yeah. They heard people.
When he smushed FTR, I was like,
So now at the end, right, FTR comes out and they're having to face off with the Patriarchy, and then kind of a shocking turn of events. The Patriarchy decides that they're going to leave Christian behind.
Yeah, enough is enough.
And it turned on Christian.
It was a weird moment because Christian's kind of a dick. So, they should be in the right. But it felt wrong. Why are you being mean to Christian?
But he kind of had this coming.
Yeah, but I did not feel good.
Mother Wayne, by the way, shout out to Mother Wayne, too. Stop it. Shout out to Mother Wayne. Mother Wayne was like, he had it coming.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Valid point.
I love him. I'm a Christian fan. I'm going to tell you right now, when Christian became the World Heavyweight Championship in that ladder match against Del Rio, that was, to me, low-key one of my favorite moments in the history of wrestling, okay? Yeah. But Christian had it coming.
Bro.
But right as Nick was about to, maybe put him out. Here he comes in. I think we all were waiting. We knew we knew Cope was coming out. The rated R superstar Cope was coming out.
Took his sweet ass time.
He did the thing that we just laugh. He made sure he got his entrance in. Now Christian's down there about to get his brains bashed in. Cope comes out, runs to one side.
Adam, please
help me, dog. Help me. No, he's got to run over, play to this side, and then he makes his way down. And of course, he goes for the save. I love Edge, so I ain't never going to say nothing bad about Adam, Copeland, Edge, whatever you want to call him. I think what was his Sexton Hardcastle, whatever the name was. It's something I told you once too. I've never not liked Edge.
Yeah, he's good.
At any point.
That boy good.
Good guy, bad guy, rated R, jerk, ultimate opportunist, vampire, New York homeless street youth. It doesn't matter. I've always been an Edge fan. So of course, he's coming down to make the save, and then it's the moment we were waiting for. Edge and Christian.
Yeah.
Cope and
how many years?
Cope and Christian, right?
Yeah.
Helps him up. We're expecting that hug, and he told him, reminiscent of playing back to when they first got together in AEW, and Christian told him to go F himself.
Oh, fuck yourself.
Okay, well, I'm not going to say it out loud because I don't curse on you.
I didn't say it. My mouth was covered.
But we figured we're going to get that nice little reunion, and Cope just tells him, go fix yourself, which would not have made sense for them to bond at that moment. No. It plays so much better.
Some time. And now, let's milk this story.
Milk it. Now Christian going maybe a little journey.
A little redemption
arc.
Yeah.
But eventually this is going to lead to Cope and Christian as a tag team.
I wish we would have got it when they had the Hardys.
Yeah, that's true. But
it is what it is. It is where we are.
And we're going to get them back together.
Yeah. Like I said, it was a great moment. This goes for me into my Hall of Fame of please hurry your ass up. And that's up there with Jeff Hardy while Matt was getting stomped out and Jeff still got to go do the thing. Or just recently, I forget, Penta was helping somebody.
When Penta came out but the thing was, I don't think Penta was coming for the save. He was just coming to get Braun.
Can you not right now? Can you help? Yeah,
so like
TJ, I promise, if you ever get in jump, I will not stop to take pictures.
Please don't. Take them on the way back. Just get down the ramp.
I got you. Go 1 second, TJ. I promise, bro.
So that was it. And then we got, there was a triple main event. You had to love it.
Yeah. Triple main event, which is, I'll let you have it. Well, but like they all deserved it.
Yeah. How can you pick one of these matches?
Yeah. So it's our triple main event.
Yeah. Triple main event, Timeless Toni Storm against Mercedes Moné for AEW Women's Championship. Yeah. And it lived up to expectations.
Absolutely. They knew what they had to do. It's the biggest women's match in the history of the company.
Yeah. Both colorful characters.
Yeah.
These women are so charismatic.
And a lot of excellent displays of sportsmanship all throughout that match.
Let me tell you something.
It was displays of sportsmanship. I don't know what to tell you. That's all I can call it.
It was a display of something. It was a display of something, man.
Wow, that's really nice of her.
Yeah, you just got to watch the match.
Yeah, you just got to watch, bro.
The great thing is neither one of them looked like they had the advantage. Like it was as even of a match as I'm looking at my notes. And at one point I was like, I wrote this down. I'm like, I don't know who's going to win this.
After when Mercedes kicked out of that triple Storm Zero,
come on, yeah.
I was like, okay, she gonna do it.
She's gonna win this, yeah.
But no, my man Luther took a nasty Meteora while holding Tony.
That's what Luther's out there for,
bro. I was like, all right, yeah, that's a bump in pay.
And like, it's just these two. Like I said, this match was highly anticipated, and you have two just exceptional workers. And you really, even though I say I wasn't sure who was going to win, the bottom line is this, and I've told you this, I just didn't see any way that Toni Storm would lose this match. And neither one of them are AEW homegrown.
Yeah.
But Timeless Toni Storm, that's an AEW creation.
Yeah.
That is created from the top. And so because of that, I just, for some reason, in my mind, I if I had the pen and I was him, TK, there was just no way I could have her lose this match.
Especially after what she just went through to get it back.
Yeah, so, I think it was the right move.
It's fair.
It was a great match.
Mercedes didn't lose nothing.
Mercedes didn't lose nothing. She's still the CEO. Yeah. Still Mercedes, 6 belts?
Yeah, man.
And she's still, whether you like it or not, one of the best in the world. So that was great. We move on to Okada and Omega for the Unified Championship. One thing that you and I both hate is the name, but the belt, I saw the belt up close. It is a gorgeous belt, man. And the best part about watching Okada and Omega was the fact that I didn't have to stay up till 4 a.m. like I used to in New Japan to watch them. Mm-hmm. Two of the greatest wrestlers ever made.
They know what you want to see.
Yeah, there's really no chance that this was going to be a bad match.
Yeah.
They did all the stuff that they did. I'd still probably say that the Wrestle Kingdom match probably,
of course, I mean,
a little bit better because that Japanese style was just and plus Kenny now you can't.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that go into it. Yeah,
but man,
still a great match.
We don't do stars, but I would give all the stars. Okada gets the win. Yeah. Like Don Callis said, he might be the best big match wrestler in wrestling today and maybe of all time.
Yeah, and what I really loved is I read that because the Continental Champion won, that the belt falls under Continental Champion rules.
So I can tell you this, being at the presser after Tony made that decision, and I was like, you sure you want to do this? But basically he said, because like you said, because the Continental Champion won, they're going to do those rules. So now there can never be any outside interference. If anyone, and he told Don, he goes, if you would have interfered, I would have fired you. So basically, that's what goes on for this Unified Championship, which I think their goal is to put it on the level of the world title. So
that's
means
a good guy to have it on.
Only main event players.
Yeah.
No mid carders, no B plus. Like you got to be the man to even have a chance to win this belt. Apparently.
Yeah.
So that's great, and you're going to get a real wrestling match with no outside interference because Tony said anyone ever interferes, they're getting fired. So we're looking to see what Okada does with this. He's truly one of the best of all time. And then Hangman.
About damn time.
Adam Page.
About damn time.
He regains the AEW World Heavyweight Championship in one of the most unhinged, insane, bloody, chaotic, great matches that you're going to see, man. I don't care what nobody says about Jon Moxley.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably one of my favorite matches he's ever
Jon
been
Moxley's the man. Because he is willing to put it on the line. And, he and Renee had a video. And Renee, I loved it. By the way, seek it out. It's those two driving. It's about 4 minutes long. Renee is questioning Jon. Like, why do you have to take things this far? Why do you have to do that? And I thought it was really dope because we all know they're married, right? Obviously. We all wonder, like, well, we're keeping this kayfabe. Like, Renee, what do you think about this?
Yeah,
and
man, what's up with your husband?
So it was great to see her kind of question him. Why are you doing this? Like, why do you got to take things so far? So if you guys haven't seen it, you can find it. It's on Twitter. That's where I saw it. And Jon actually had a good quote. He was like, I need to make sure people really want this. You want to be a wrestler? Okay, let's see how bad you want this. Yeah. And that's kind of why his explanation for doing what he's done with the Death Riders over the last 8 months was trying to make sure that this AEW, this is real. And, if you want to be a wrestler,
you got to take it from me.
You got to take it from me. Yeah, man.
Stab me in the head.
So right off the bat, the fork spot.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people want to go, oh, he blazed. No. We saw the fork. Hangman took the fork.
Yeah.
Stabbed Moxley in the head. And then the blood just started flowing.
Yeah.
And that place, when that happened, was like, oh, like, and then after in the press conference, Adam Page said, I don't know if you guys know this, but you can smell blood. He goes, as soon as I hit him with the fork, like, there's a scent, and it just happened, So that was something I never thought about. That
I'm
right?
cool,
right? But man, this was it just an amazing match.
Insane.
You had help from the Death Riders. You had Ospreay come out. You had Swerve come out, right? And the thing about Swerve is, he and Hangman have had this
that
history. Swerve
threw the chain, the chain that will end up winning him the title,
and was like, "Go do it."
And also shout out to Bryan Danielson and the return, Darby Allin, and you can't spell all in without Allin. Do you see what I'm doing?
Bryan Danielson coming back with the Blue Panther mask on. He got in the ring.
He did that. I was like, oh my God.
The pop was huge. Darby coming down
from Everest,
just coming down Sting style from the rafters.
Yep.
That was amazing. Like, check it out, man. But the end of the day, this could only end one way. And that's with Hangman Adam Page winning the title. Actually seeing the title, because we hadn't seen it in 8 months. Opening up that briefcase, I tried to tell you that
it was not in the briefcase the whole time.
And
it was not.
You don't want to know how I can tell you? Because when you look at the pictures, that title still had Bryan Danielson side plates on it. That means the Death Riders didn't really give a damn about that belt, man. They didn't bother changing the side plates.
That shit was in the Warner Brothers office.
No, it wasn't. It was in that briefcase.
I'm not trying to hear that, man.
I just got to give a shout out, man. This pay-per-view, and I'm not one of these people
11 out of 10
who want to compare this one to this one. Nah. Was it a long day? Heck yeah. I got there at about 12:45. I didn't get back to the hotel till after midnight. Yeah, it was a long day. It was like 7 hours, but man, all in, 2 thumbs up, man. Incredible show. You guys did yourself a disservice if you didn't watch it. Yeah. So go back, find a replay. Be available. Yeah, just do yourself. If you're a wrestling fan and not one of these, I'm only like this or only like that. If you're someone like us who likes a little bit of everything, this is for you, for sure.
Now, I was in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes, you were. Yeah, and that,
Yeah, I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and I needed something to do, so I called in a favor. I called in my man Paul. I said, Paul. Paul Rubin? No, Paul Levesque.
Oh,
Levesque,
Paul.
My guy. Oh. I'm in the city. Y'all in the city. Let's make something happen. So he took care of me. Got to Saturday night's main event. From the jump, you're starting off with Randy and Drew, who are going to put on a show.
Yeah.
These are people that you can trust. It's going to be a solid match. Everyone's going to feel strong about it. The thing that a lot of the discourse that has been happening is that it was made to kind of set up another match, which is the tag match of Jelly Roll and Randy versus Drew and Logan. And if y'all don't stop acting like WWE ain't been doing this forever.
They have been.
Forever. I've watched, Lawrence Taylor alone. Like, I get that there is this belief or these people that think, well, you're taking a spot from other wrestlers. There's wrestlers in it. And they want to share their spot with the guests. And it's going to be okay. I promise. I promise, baby. So I just want to give my shout out to Jelly Roll. I hope you put on a show, brother, because the fangs are out right now. But that was a nice little setup. But the segue after that was Bianca coming in as a surprise special guest referee, that she was going to be in Naomi and Jade's match for Evolution the next night. The pop for Bianca was insane.
Oh, so they weren't overseas this time?
TJ.
Because other crowds don't even get me started.
The roof came off that place, but I was looking real close and I still saw that. Yeah. I was hoping, I'm dying to see Bianca
still
back.
a little broke right now.
Something. Naomi and Jade, though, they went at each other, setting it up for Evolution the next night. And then here's where the controversy happens, because it's LA Knight versus Seth Rollins. Mm-hmm. And the match going as you'd expect. Now I'm just waiting for Seth to kind of win this match and get the pin. But Seth Rollins got hurt. Yeah. Seth Rollins got hurt for real. And I was sitting next to some people who might be a little bit in the know of the business, the sister of our tribal chief and his mom. But when we were watching Seth land and then the ref come over and how much commotion it was really happening, you heard the uh-oh. And then when we saw LA Knight get that quick pin, we knew. And WWE's in a real situation creatively with what they're going to do now. We don't know the severity of the injury, but we know he couldn't keep going. And we also know that he is the Money in the Bank holder. He's the top heel that they're trying to push right now. There's a lot of things going into it that you have to worry about. And we just have to see what's going to happen tonight on Raw to see where they're going to go with it. And then, I got to say goodbye to Goldberg. He put on a 15-minute match.
How about that?
15 minutes. I was like, look at Bill go.
At 58 years old.
We even saw his son get involved. It had the right amount of drama. He still looked strong. When Gunther tried to chop him, it was a great send-off. He gave a great speech at the end of it. Even had Cody come out. This was not televised. Cody came out and gave props to Bill. Atlanta showed love. Yeah. The next night, Evolution, and wow, every lady match in Evolution put on a show, so much so that we're talking about Evolution being at least every other year to get them to showcase this talent. But what we got to hit on is our world champion, Naomi.
Well, even before that, though, let me piggyback off the Goldberg thing. A lot of people were in their feelings about why he got this shot. But in Atlanta, you realize that the only people that don't seemingly want Goldberg around are people on computers, because every time Bill Goldberg shows up, the pop is huge. Yeah. People lose their mind.
That was my first Goldberg match I ever saw.
Like, come on. And then how can you be mad? Goldberg walking to the ring the way he did all those years ago with his son.
Yeah.
I mean, that alone, how can you hate on that moment? Gage Goldberg, who if he's playing football for Dion at Colorado, if that doesn't work out, if NFL doesn't work out, you're going to see him in the ring for sure with Josh Barnett, with Chuck Zito, with Ernest the Cat Miller. Yeah. Like, by the way, I put on our Instagram, if this was Gage Goldberg's bar fight crew, Bill Goldberg, Chuck Zito, the Cat, and Josh Barnett. Now, if you don't know who Chuck Zito is, legendary, real tough guy, Hollywood, like people in the know Chuck Zito apparently knocked Jean-Claude Van Damme out cold years ago at the height of Chuck Zito's a bad dude. Josh Barnett, former UFC champion, Ernest the Cat Miller.
That's my boy.
It was great. Goldberg got the send off. Congratulations.
Also, shout out to DDP.
Sorry. Oh, DDP, true. Thank you, Bill Goldberg, because like I said, so many of my friends back in the day didn't like wrestling. And then they came over to the crib and they saw Goldberg, and all of a sudden these cats were showing up at my crib on Mondays.
Yeah.
Goldberg did that, man. So thank you.
Yeah, shout out to Goldberg. Shout out to all the ladies in Evolution. We here at No Contest, we support women's wrestling completely.
Yeah, no doubt.
And Evolution, while Triple H does have a point, it being every year would take away the specialness.
Yeah,
from
I don't think it needs to be
every other year at least, because when they know it's about them, they're going to go hard. And I also want to give a shout out to Raquel, because Raquel looked big and strong in that triple threat tag team? Fatal 4-way tag team. I love that. I love that for Raquel, but we gotta talk about the cash in. We know the episode's going long, so we gotta
look. They're
bunch
gonna hold
everything
on
together
because they want to talk about it too.
Hey, we need a live chat, but the cash in.
First of all, before look, I was going to leave that for last. But
before we get to the cash in point, we have to point out Jade Cargill defeats Naomi in that match.
Yes.
And the way that she did it made you think Naomi was done for the night. You know,
it was a brutal match.
It was a brutal match. She went for it. Also proud of Jade for her performance and communicating. There was some spots where you could see them communicating, and I appreciate that, because you want safety is the first thing I care about.
First and foremost,
because the best ability is availability. And Jade got the dub. Jade looked strong, but her and Bianca had a bit of a stare.
Yeah, because at first, after she got the 1, 2, 3, she didn't. Normally you go to the ref, have your arm raised. She kind of gave B the side eye, kind of went over, did her thing, and it was about a minute later where she finally allowed her to raise her arm.
Yeah.
So.
Tension.
I think Jade is still not. I don't think she's
over it.
She's definitely not over it. She's definitely
bro.
Yeah, she's definitely not over it, and she still kind of doesn't trust Bianca. I think that was pretty obvious, even though Bianca called that match right down the middle. Yeah. She was a great referee,
solid referee.
Yeah, so
even used her bad hand to count.
No, she used her right hand. Are you sure she used her left?
I don't know. Now I'll take it back, Bianca. Don't yell at me.
Oh, because I specifically, I can remember one point to see if she did, and I thought she used her right.
All right. Then
but,
she had to use her right. Either way,
the point
she called it right down the middle.
Yeah. And then the Women's World Championship, Io, Rhea Ripley. We don't give stars, like I said, but we'll give in this match every star.
Whatever you
in
got,
the galaxy.
whatever's in my pocket.
Those two tore it down. Io Sky might be the best wrestler in the world right now.
I love Io. We love Io.
Don
Bowie
loves Io.
Yeah, man. And it was so good because when you have in your mind, number one, the record that Io has over Rhea. And then also just because my ear is so to the ground with the IWC, I know what they're going to say if Rhea does win. And so it kind of had that heavyweight fight pressure on it. And it felt like, okay, they know where they're going to go with it. Mm-hmm. But you know that the performers are going to do their thing. And they are going at it. They are slugging it out.
Yep.
Move for move, both looked almost unstoppable at the same time. And then...
before that, Jessica Carr, she takes the bump.
Yes.
She's knocked out. Io and Rhea,
Jessica Carr, I got to remember her name.
Io and Rhea decide that they're just going to take it to the streets, and essentially. They fight through the crowd. We have that spot where Io does the jump off of the boxes, the speakers, whatever.
She'll jump off anything.
Yeah, they fought back to the ring. They're going at it. And then, like you said.
Yeah, that music hit. And I'm not used to Naomi's music yet.
Yeah, I'm still like, I'm still used to, my ear is trained to the old music.
Yeah,
so
I'm like, who the hell is that?
Yeah.
And then here come Naomi with Black Lady Ref, who we got to get on the show too. Because of respect to her. She always.
Daphne Joy.
Down the middle. She come out hobbling. And now I've always had the fear that, please, Naomi, don't fail your cash in.
Right, yeah.
And her coming hobbling, I was like, tonight, right now.
Also because we assume she's going after Tiff because of
whole time.
Because they had beef from day one.
Yeah.
So I never even really thought that, like, she's going to go after the Women's World Championship.
Oh, and I think it was on episode of the No Contest Wrestling Podcast where we mentioned that She never had the Raw Women's title. So this would be the equivalent to that, with it being Raw's brand title. She goes in, cashes in. Once again, kind of a little pump fake moment, because I thought the bell rang.
The bell did ring. Okay. I guess and Io, you could see she goes to swing the case into Io. Io tries to cover. Yeah. And then Naomi stops, like, ring the bell. She didn't hear the bell ring.
Yeah, that's how loud it was.
It rang again. She came through with the hit. Chucked Rhea out the ring. Yeah. Like, hit the
smart. Hit the shoulder on the turn, on the post. And then, yeah, man, she is our
moonsault guy.
She's our world heavyweight champion. Show the merch. Show the damn merch. You see it. You see what it is. Proceed with caution. That's your world champion. And she's going to talk so much shit.
Yeah, this is going to be so much fun. She's unhinged on Twitter. She already put the word out that if you hadn't congratulated her by 9 a.m., she was blocking you. So I made sure that we from No Contest, we sent it. Yeah. Shout out to Naomi, man.
Shout out to Naomi.
This
well
has been
deserved.
So much fun to kind of watch her with this new character. Now it's going to be fun to watch her as the women's world champion. Can't wait to see where she's
And we had an interview, damn it.
Yeah, we did. Maybe we'll put some of that out. Like Shay will tell you, we had Naomi about 2 weeks ago. There was a huge power outage in the city of El Segundo that cut all of our power for about an hour. So we couldn't finish the interview. We do have about 25 minutes, I think, maybe half an hour in the can. So we should probably put something together.
Man, we had
15 minutes. Yeah, just because we had her and it was really awesome.
Yeah.
So we'll probably put that out at some point soon. But now she's the champ and we're in Naomi's world, man. And I can't wait to see where she takes us.
Now, we know you guys have been waiting a long time. And I think the Godfather's been waiting a long time, too.
Long enough.
Yeah. So here's our interview with the Godfather. Fans of the No Contest Wrestling Podcast, you already know how truly special it is when me and TJ get to talk to a legend.
Yeah.
All right. And legends in this beautiful thing that we call professional wrestling. And this next guest, he's graced our television with a few beautiful things.
You can say that.
Yeah, and then giving you an offer you can't refuse. But TJ, just like Joel Embiid, he plays no games. Unless it's dominoes.
That's messed up, man.
He's a former tag team champion of the world, a former intercontinental champion of the world. Whether you know him as Kama, Papa Shango, just always remember to call our favorite train conductor a Hall of Famer. But today, he is a guest on the No Contest Wrestling Podcast. Please welcome the Godfather.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
What's cracking, y'all?
Yo, what a treat. What an honor.
Yeah, right. Now,
come on.
I left out of your names, I left out the Godfather because I heard you didn't really like the Godfather. Is that true?
You know, as time has passed, I've kind of gotten over. There was a time with these signings that I wouldn't even sign the Godfather. I'd put like a G and shit. But I've kind of, as I've gotten over it. And, it is. But just at the time, what a lot of people don't understand is at that time, that cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars going from Godfather to Goodfather because I was in the top 3 T-shirt sales at the time for merchandise as Godfather. And I mean, that's, you know how merchandise is.
Yeah.
And I was in the top 3. And once I became the Goodfather, that all got wiped out. And so more than anything, it cost me so much money that I just hated it.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah. And
man, I mean, it cost me a lot of money.
Yeah, when you start messing with people's pockets.
Yeah, that was the censorship group, right?
Right to censor.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was a point where Vince was fighting for me, and he'd say, Charles, my real name's Charles. He'd be like, Charles, I'm fighting for you every day, brother. But they were after the suck-its and everything else, and really me, because I was calling girls hoes, talking about smoking weed, rolling fatties.
Oh, we're gonna get to all that. Yeah, we're gonna get to all that.
I was doing it all.
Yeah, bro, that group had probably top 3 worst entrance music. Man, it might be top 2 and not 2.
I hated it.
See, I gotta be honest with you. I heard he didn't like ROTC or right to censor. ROTC, ROTC, right to censor. So I didn't even have any questions. I wasn't even going to bring up right to censor today. honest with you, because I heard wasn't his favorite thing.
Right. And you know, me and you, we met at I think it was WrestleMania 40 at that WrestleCon.
Yes.
You and I got to talk to you and Boogeyman and Kat, who we will have on the No Contest Wrestling podcast. We got to get all.
Well, we had to call his mama, and she said,
"Good dude, good dude."
Yeah. So this has been a long time coming. So I want to thank you for being here.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Let's kick it off. I guess my first question, other than the previous, would be, when did you get bit by this wrestling bug? I know you had your life prior. What was life prior before you got bit and knew that this was what you wanted to do?
I grew up in the 70s. A lot of people think I'm younger, but I mean, I'm 64 years old. So I grew up in the 70s, and I grew up in the Bay Area. And so in the Bay Area in the 70s, roller derby was bigger than wrestling.
Oh, okay.
And so at the Cow Palace, the San Jose Civic Auditorium, but mostly at the Cow Palace, man, that's what we would go watch, is roller derby. So I really never watched wrestling. Wrestling kind of knocked on my door, and I wasn't really familiar with it. I wasn't a wrestling fan, but it knocked on my door, and I opened that son of a gun up and ran with it. But what a lot of people don't know is I was like a hardcore biker, like with the patch and the whole biker scene and the brotherhood, and that was my life. And so to go from that to become a voodoo man and pop a shotgun was a big change. Big change.
Godfather, it just, you brought that up. It doesn't seem, I guess, and you might agree with this, it didn't seem like when it came to bike culture, we had a lot of brothers that at least we saw on TVs and movies. The biker guys always look kind of the same. Yeah. Never were there guys that looked like you that I got to see. So were brothers really into the bike culture back in those days?
They were, back then, the brothers were riding Kawasaki's, and we were riding Harleys. And I think there was a group in Oakland. In Oakland, California, you had the Hells Angels, the Soul Brothers, and the Raiders. And I don't know which one was getting in more trouble, but they had but they rode Kawasaki's. I know a lot of the black motorcycle clubs now ride Harleys.
Okay. Yeah, my Uncle Star, rest in peace, one of his prized possessions was a Screaming Eagle. That's all he kept talking about, is his Screaming Eagle, man.
So
I wasn't really over with black people back then because I was all tatted up, and no black people back then, man. Back in the 80s, early 80s, I mean, I've been tatted up since 82. And so a lot of black people weren't tatted up back then and riding Harleys and listening to country music and hanging out in Western bars and fighting every night. And, I was a little different, man. And Bear was a little different than everybody else.
All right, so I don't want to take us off of this, but because we're talking Harleys, I've got to ask you this question, because here on the Rich Eisen show, what we're a part of, I'm kind of known for a visit to the Price is Right I made, Godfather, a few years ago. So I get to the final Showcase Showdown, okay? And it's me and another girl, of course. There's two of us, Showcase Showdown. One of the packages contained 2 Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Okay. Now, she passed on it, and she gave me the package. So I've got a bid on this. So can I just ask you, this was 2021. What would you say would be the cost, since you were a bike guy, of 2 Harley Davidsons? If you're on the Price is Right, there was
what type of Harley Davidson?
That I can't remember, but it was a trip to.
I mean, you got to know. I'm just okay. I mean, it could be a street glide, it'd be electric glide, it could be anything. I would say back then I would put each bike at about 20 grand. So I'd say 40 grand for 2 new bikes, 36 to 40 grand.
Okay, thank you, Godfather, because I went out there. It was a trip to space camp in NASA space camp in Florida, some really high quality telescope, the 2 Harleys and something else. So I bid like $46,000 because I figured Harleys, the people I know who have Harleys, they're expensive. Yeah. Right. It came back that my price, I think, was $22,000 for my whole package, and the Harleys were $8,000 a piece. As you can see, that's me. I went over the trip and the motorcycles, and everyone's clowning me. But I'm like, I've never heard of a Harley Davidson.
I always look at bikes. I was seeing 2005s and 2008s going for $7,000-$8,000.
So thank you. So I wasn't crazy to think that these
there was some type of fix in there, man. There was something funny, something fishy in Denmark there, bro.
Yo, they need to have me back on.
I can't tell you. I've had Harley I had a Harley in '77. And back then, man, I don't remember a Harley being I don't ever remember being able to buy a Harley, maybe a Sportster or something back in the day for $8,000.
I feel like
now I don't know if these were two Sportsters that could be different things because they're a lot cheaper.
Man, and you don't understand. I would get clowned for it on the show, but I'm like, there's no way.
If they were Sportsters, they could have been 8, 9, because that's not a full size Harley. So I mean, I don't know what type. I was saying if they were full size Harleys, big, 80, 90-inch bikes, then they'd be up there.
Listen, if as soon as you would have asked, well, what type of Harleys are there? They would have been like, let's get him off.
All right, so I just needed to feel redeemed by this, and you just did that for me. So thank you.
Unless they were Sportsters, then I'd be like, hey, man, come on now.
But even so, Godfather, a Sportster, you would still think a Harley, that's a top bike.
Nah, but a Sportster is like a girl's bike.
Oh, okay. Because somebody did put that in the YouTube comment. They were like, look, this bike is blah, blah, blah. And he goes, and TJ's too big for that bike anyway. So what's it matter?
It could have been Sportsters, like 883s or something instead of 1380s or whatever they are these days.
Well, I still feel redeemed.
Yeah, you are.
Well, you're all right, man. Don't worry about it.
Let me ask you about let me ask you about a movie, and you tell me what it means to you. The movie Over the Top.
That's where I got my wrestling start.
All right, let's talk about it. You were working in a bar or
working in a strip club in Las Vegas called
It's a bar too.
Crazy Horse Saloon strip club.
Okay.
And back then you were manager, bouncer, doorman, barback, you're everything in one, man. They even had sawdust on the floor in these places. Rough and tough places, man. And I was working there, and they were filming a movie called Over the Top.
Yeah.
And they were filming it at the MGM, which was 2 blocks down the street. A lot of guys in that were wrestlers. I sent you a picture earlier. I was so big, dude. I was like beyond big, like stupid big.
Yeah.
And they'd come in there like, dude, you should become a wrestler. And I'm like, man, I don't want to do that phony shit. And they're like, nah, dude. They're like, you ever hear of a guy named Bam Bam Bigelow? And I'm like, yeah, the dude with the tattoos on his head, right? Harley's. I've heard of him. They said, well, he made $1 million last year. And I went, wrestling?
Mm-hmm.
They made $1 million. And I'm like, well, everybody's like, dude, you're so crazy. You'd be a good wrestler the way you are anyway. So I made a call, and literally less than 2 years from that call, I'm wrestling Jerry Lawler in Memphis, Tennessee on a Monday night on my very first match ever, not knowing anything about wrestling because I never went to wrestling school. I just hung out with strippers and did that type of stuff. And dude, I went to a place called the Monster Factory, and I was probably there a couple months, and I think I went to class one time because I'd be out all night chasing tail in them strip clubs, man, and getting in early in the morning, getting up late, going to the gym. I just wouldn't go. And Jerry Lawler came in, took a look at me. I knew nothing about wrestling. I thought it was a shoot, actually. Mm-hmm. Do nothing about wrestling. Jerry Lawler took a look at me, offered me a deal. I went to Memphis, Tennessee, my very first match ever, not knowing anything about wrestling. I beat Jerry Lawler on a Monday night. I was the Soul Taker in Memphis, Tennessee, man. And it kind of took off from there. I kind of learned as I went. From there, I spent like a year in Japan. I spent a year in Germany. I kind of learned as it went.
And that was the United States Wrestling Association with Jerry Lawler. Mid-South, Tennessee. And real quick, the Soul Taker. Can you tell us where okay, bet.
That's what I was headed to. Yeah, the Soul Taker. I know down there is where you ran into what we would know as the Undertaker later on. But let us know where that Soul Taker brand kind of came from. And
when I went to Memphis, they're like, we got to come up with a name for you. And they couldn't. They said, well, what's that tattoo on your arm right here? Right here. And I'm like, oh, that's the Soul Taker. At the time, I was just like, he takes bitches' souls, And so, dude, all my tattoos are demons taking women's souls and stuff. It's just what I was into back then, right? Yeah. And so he said, Soul Taker. I'm like, they're like, we like that. So that's where the name come from. That tattoo right there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but
Hey, just send me a picture of it. We'll
post.
make sure they
man,
see it.
the
They see it
soul
real
tape.
good.
He's got some big titty girl all wrapped up.
So you were saying how big you were. Do you remember what you weigh? Because you're what, 6'4", 6'6", somewhere in there? What were you weighing?
I'm 6'4", 6'5", probably closer to 6'4". At the point of my biggest, I was 360.
Ooh.
Bench pressing 600 pounds. You know, I was strong, man. Big Bear was strong and big.
Well, you don't get a name like Bear when you're looking like a little bear.
I used to tell people, don't call me Bear, call me the Bear.
Love that.
Absolutely. Now take us through that moment of meeting, who we know as Undertaker. You guys met in the ring, right?
After my program with Lawler, I'm pretty green now. I'm only doing what Jerry Lawler is telling me to do in the ring. And so I don't really know anything. So they said, we want to keep you here. So we're going to bring this big, tall, redheaded kid in to work with you. And he showed up. And mind you, dude, I'm used to dealing with like racist white bikers, like real bikers, not these pretend dudes, like real hardcore outlaw bikers. And so I'm used to like, there's another one of these motherfuckers right here. Right. I'm like, but he ain't got no tattoos, so he must not ride. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, yeah, but look at him, man. He's another one of these motherfuckers. And so we had our match, and I'll let him describe the match. But after the match, it was so bad that they put us together as a tag team. And he was Mean Mark. He was Master of Pain.
Master of Pain, yeah.
He was Master of Pain. I was a Soul Taker. They put us together. And we became really, really good friends. And to this day, he's one of my best friends.
So did you introduce him to the motorcycles, man?
Dude. All right, here we go. So here I am. So I meet him and I'm riding with him and he's listening. I call it long hair music, like Bon Jovi type of, and Motley Crue, that type of long hair music, right? And so Taker's listening to that shit. And I'm like, at the time, that's a whole nother story. I didn't start listening to like rap till like 93. Right. Up until 90, I listened to nothing but old country music because that's the type of people I hung around.
Johnny Cash
all my life.
People like that.
And so I'm like, dude, you don't listen to country music? What's this shit? So I get him listening to country music. We go to order a drink and he orders like a Cuba Libre. Do you know what Cuba Libre is?
Never even heard of it.
It's a rum and Coke with a lime. Okay. And I'm like, dude, no, Jack Daniels. This is what we drink. We drink Jack. That's what we got it right. All right. And then I got him, so he didn't listen to country music. I got him listening to country music. He didn't have any tattoos. I'll show you pictures. Actually, that picture right there is my very first match after I beat Jerry Lawler and won that belt. That's the Soul Taker back there. Then I'm like, well, he don't have no tattoos. So I made him in Vegas. There's pictures of it out there. Me with him getting his first tattoo. And then the most thing, he didn't ride Harleys. He says he knows how to ride a bike.
See, we don't know trouble.
Anyway, we got him riding Harleys. So all that stuff that you see the old dead man, that's a big part of he'll tell people that I was a very big influence on him in that part of his life. And I tell people I just kind of opened his eyes up to a different way and he kind of took to it. Yeah, it wasn't until, like I said, until like 91, 92. I'll tell you a quick story. I'm riding with Yokozuna. I'm driving. Yokozuna's over here. Taker's behind, and somebody else. Might have been Macho Man. I'm not sure. Somebody else is with us. All right. And I'm driving down the road, and I still chew tobacco. I got some Copenhagen in, and I'm listening to some Hank Williams Jr., and I'm just driving. And I'm singing the Hank Williams Jr. song. So Yoko looks at me. I think we were rid of a Cadillac. I think we're in a Cadillac or a Lincoln. Yoko looks at me, looks at the tape, looks at me, puts the window down. He probably a cassette back then, puts the cassette out, throws that motherfucker out the window. Oh. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? What the fuck you doing? He goes, hey, motherfucker, anybody ever tell you black? And so from that point on, we started listening to your dance music. We started listening to DJ Quick. It was all West Coast. The Booyah Tribe.
Booyah,
It was all West Coast. And then from that point on, I was into the rap scene. Even bought a 64 Impala because of your dad. Had a 64 Impala that had 16 switches, 12 batteries, 8 dumps. I mean, it was crazy, man. I was out there, man.
Don't let my 6'4".
Hey, he threw the tape out the window.
I wish I never sold. Somebody came to my house buying cars, taking them to Japan, and they offered me like stupid amount of money for it. Yeah. And I had so many cars at the time. I'm like, yeah, here, I'll take the money. Wish I'd never sold that car.
Man, threw the tape out the window.
And it was a rag top, too.
Oh yeah, you have to. I gotta have the option.
Could you imagine Godfather rolling around Vegas and his ragtop?
Absolutely,
yeah, I could definitely
bump your dance music.
I could definitely
absolutely, I could see that.
Yes, sir.
Now, all right, yeah. I mean, I'll come back to the question I was going to ask, but you
gotta watch me. I'll take it all type of
you bringing up the members of your crew, man. So I got to ask about this crew. I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up the BSK, man.
Talk to us about it.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of guys. Well, me and Taker knew each other.
Yeah.
I kind of got into with all the Samoan family, that whole Samoan thing. And we were all guys that hung out together, both of us during the day. At nighttime, it was mostly me, Yoko, and Rikishi and Taker, me, Rikishi, and Yoko in the strip clubs. But we hung out each other. We watched each other's backs. We rode with each other. We weren't political. We were just, everybody was watching everybody's back. And to this day, we're all still friends and talk to each other regularly.
Yeah.
But, dominoes. We were all domino players.
Bones.
Me, and I'm just telling you, I ain't trying to toot my own horn.
All right.
But I am the best domino player in the thing by far.
Okay.
So if y'all ever want to play, I don't get to play. I was one of the owners of Cheetahs, a Las Vegas strip club here called Cheetahs.
Yeah.
And everybody used to come through and play dominoes. But now that we sold it, I don't get to play dominoes anymore. But don't step to me unless you can play. I'm just saying, don't step to me unless you can count.
So that's where the name of the crew, the Bone Street crew, came from playing Bones?
We would get to TV, and at TV, you'd get there 1 PM, and depending if you were riding with Taker and he's on the main event, you ain't gonna get out of building until 11:30 at night.
Yeah.
So you'd be there all day, so we'd play dominoes. Some guys played spades, some guys played cribbage, a lot of guys played gin, but all the people with soul played dominoes. Kane was a guy. I taught Kane how to play. He picked it up real. Big Show was a decent domino player. Mark Henry was a decent domino player. JR was a decent domino player. But
you the man.
I'm the best.
You the man. All right, because when we met Taker when we went to Fanatics Fest. Yeah. By the way, I always have to really think and remember Fanatics Fest name for some reason.
Really?
Yeah. But
well, we've been doing a lot with this pod recently.
So we met him at Fanatics Fest, and I told him, I was like, we're going. I'm trying to get Godfather onto the show, and I'm gonna ask him. I know that's your boy, and he said, whatever stories he tell you, make sure you come back to me and I'll tell you the real. Yeah. So I'm gonna bring that domino story, man.
Well, he'll confirm it. He ain't gonna lie. He'll say, he's good. He's not gonna lie.
He's the best.
Not good. He's the best.
He's the best.
So I want to keep going on with it.
Wait. You know what? To be honest, I thought I was because I'd go down to the barber shop and I'd go here and there. And I could hold my own against anybody. Yeah. Well, somebody gave me a celebrity entry into a professional domino tournament.
Whoa, okay.
I learned real quick. I ain't as good as I think I am.
Hey, pro.
I learned real quick. I'm not as good as I'm good playing against average mofos. Yeah. But I'm no pro, man. And so I learned I got humbled big time, man. Where they were just talking shit to me. And they were talking so much shit, and I was filming, I was sitting there going, turn the camera off, motherfucker. Turn the camera off. You're talking this shit, motherfucker.
Bet you won't say it outside.
Man, I learned that I'm okay, but I ain't professional.
So I want to keep going on with the BSK because legendary group, like those of us who were in the kind of the knew about you guys. We would catch glimpses of tattoos that the members have. So could we talk about who really comprised the group? Who were your main members?
It started off Yoko being basically the leader of the group.
Yoko.
And it was Yoko, Taker, me, Rikishi, the Godwins, Savio Vega, Paul Bearer, Mr. Fuji, and Crush.
Oh, yeah.
And, Crush, Fuji got in there because of, besides his family, he was Yokozuna's manager, and Paul Bearer was Taker's manager.
Yeah.
And Crush was one of Taker's. Crush was cool. He was one of Taker's good friends. The strip club crew was me, Taker, and Yoko every night. Every night. every night in strip club.
So, Godfather, you mentioned something earlier when you first were talking about BSK, and you mentioned we weren't political. Back then, we hear the stories about how it was all politics backstage. You had, I guess, the Clique. They had their, they were in Vince's ear. What was the BSK's kind of thing backstage? How did you guys come together to make sure your crew was getting ample TV time and opportunities?
Dude, nobody fuck with us, man.
Yeah.
To be honest, no writers, Sean and that group didn't mess with us. We were friends with them. We had no animosity with nobody. I'm just as good of friends with the Clique as I am with BSK. I just didn't hang out with the Clique. But there was nothing there, man. Politically, they didn't affect anything that we did. Shawn Michaels even put me over in the King of the Rings in '96, so nothing. They were cool. We had the pleasure of backing him up in a little fight one night that was about ready to kick off. So,
Hey,
we want to talk to you about that.
Yeah. I might as well just get the question out the way now, too.
Well, let's set it up with what we were told.
All right. Yeah. So let us know about that night, because X-Pac was here, and he told us how, y'all might have came in with the capes and saved the day when it came to a situation they were in. Because if you can, please expand on that night, if you would.
Why don't you tell them how the question came up?
I remember, I think it was like Halifax, Nova Scotia, or someplace. Yeah. And there was a bar that we used to go to. It was a happening place, and we showed up, and we seen that the Clique was getting ready to get their ass. And the Clique, the thing about BSK, we weren't looking to fight. But if you had to fight, we'd be ready. And those guys partied so much, man, that they weren't in the right shape to be taken on a bar. So we just happened to show up when things were getting ready to kick off. And of course, we backed them up, man, and said, "Hey, let's get this party started, man. We ain't got nothing better to do." And they decided they didn't. I heard your thing. There was all of us. There's a picture. I'll send it to you guys. There's a picture that the WWE did of it, a cartoon character of all of us in a bar standing up, and it was over that scene that they were talking about. I think the Godwins were there. I was there. We were all there, man. And after that, everything calmed down. We went in there and had a good time. We weren't looking for trouble, man. We were looking for girls, a good time and girls. That's all we were doing.
I think I kind of know what the answer is going to be, but I gotta ask anyway. Yeah. So, Godfather, we got a question that we ask everybody on here,
which is how it came up with X-Pac.
Which is how the X-Pac story even came up, because we asked him and he told us, "Yeah, that really happened." So the question is, you're in a situation, you in a bar, it's 50 dudes in that bar that don't want you in there. I need you to pick a team of you and 4 other dudes to make sure the Godfather's getting to the car.
Now, I'm only going to pick people that I know, not stories that I've heard of people that I don't know. I would definitely take Brock Lesnar in there with me. I'm telling you, that's a bad motherfucker. That dude's a handful right there. That's a handful. Ron Simmons.
Makes sense.
Oh, yeah. Gotta get
Bradshaw, because I've been there with Ron Simmons and Bradshaw many a times back in the day, before social media, before ESPN, and I've been in a lot of things with those two. God, there's so many people.
Got one more.
What's that, 3?
Yeah, you got 1 more.
You brought JBL and Ron.
Huh?
You brought JBL and Ron.
And Well, dude, there's so many scrappers, bro. There's so many scrappers. One more. You know what? Even though I'd never seen it, I'd have to take Haku because everybody puts Haku in every story. So
you said
there's got to be. I mean, when I met Haku, of course, he was older. Like I'm older now, and there's probably a lot of stories about me out there. But I'm a lot older now. Those were old stories, so I ain't that same guy that was a handful back then. But I hear back in the day he was a handful.
So that you can attest that these stories were.
Yeah.
I hear the same stories from everybody, and they say the only person tougher than Haku is his wife.
Okay, that makes sense too. She had to hold it down.
That's the only one I cool back down from is his wife.
Absolutely, you better.
So,
he looks tough, so I'd have to put him in there. It's so hard because depends what you mean by tough, and people are always like, "Are you a tough guy?" And I'm like, I'm not. I don't consider myself a tough guy. I just consider I'm willing to take an ass whooping for something I believe in.
Yeah. That's a quote
maybe
right
I'm just
there,
stupid,
right?
but I ain't afraid to take an ass whooping.
Any other legendary kind of bar fight stories that you can think of off the top?
Oh, dude, this is like way back in like the late 80s, early 90s. You would get into some bar fights, but they would end quick, and we were so big. I mean, nobody really wanted to fight us.
Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, and we hung out in strip clubs. And another reason we hung out in strip clubs because most dudes there are there for the girls. They're not there to get autographs and take pictures. They're there for the girls. So it was kind of cool to get a break from all that. And
that makes sense.
And we happen to like hoes, so.
That's true.
Excuse me. You can't say that. We used to like work. I don't even know what to say anymore. I got to be careful because I can't talk like I used to talk.
Exotic dancers.
Exotic dancers. Performers.
Yes, performers. Yeah. Indeed.
So you're talking late 80s, early 90s. Let's move into you making your way to the WWF. Tell us who Sir Charles was.
I was in Germany for 8 months. I was working over there, and I was with Scott Hall, Chris Benoit, Fit Finley, Dave Taylor, Owen Hart. Man, most of those guys are gone. Yeah. Those are the guys that I was with for 8 months over there learning. And I came back, and Taker had gone from WCW to WWF. So I got a tryout in Arizona where Barkley was playing. I think it was Phoenix. And so they didn't know what to call me, so they wanted to put some heat on me, so they called me Sir Charles. That's the only time that I ever wrestled as Sir Charles, my name being Charles. And that was only to put heat on me to make me the heel of that match. I had a tryout. They hired me right then. Vince called me into his office, hired me, said, we're going to sign you to a contract. We're going to pay you this much. We want you to just go home and get in the best shape you can because he said, you have a body of a monster, but you have a baby face. He says, we have to do something with your face. Your face don't match your body. And that's where they came up with the Papa Shango thing to cover my face.
That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, nowadays, like I said, at 64, that baby face shit's coming, it's working out all right.
Papa Shango.
Yeah. Now,
that's where he came. So I went from a hardcore, basically outlaw biker to a voodoo man.
Yeah.
So that was a little stretch.
And Papa Shango would come to the ring with the smoking skull and like supernatural, control the lights, have, wrestlers vomiting and puking. But for some reason, it didn't seem like it was as well received as I think it would be today, to be completely honest with you. Why do you think that Papa Shango
What happened to Papa Shango is not the WWE, it is me. I had married... I got to watch what I say. I get myself in trouble because I'm the most honest motherfucker in the world. I had married... I don't want to say that. I married a exotic dancer for some really stupid reasons. And I was on a lot of drugs back then. And I'm talking like pain pills. I was heavy into pain pills back then. I wasn't even smoking back then. It was pain pills and Jack Daniels. And I ended up marrying this girl. And when I sobered up, I realized I'd made a big mistake. Oh, no. And I tried to get out of it. Cost me a lot of money. And so as I was trying to get out of it, this girl was putting me through the ringer, like open. I'd shut down the American Express and she'd open it back up because we were married and buy her mom a car or buy whatever, some stupid shit. She would call the boys on the road and say, hey, if you don't have him call me, I'm going to call your wife and tell her what you're doing. It was that type of shit. So I was getting in a lot of trouble. And I was literally going out every night getting in a real fight because I was Bear at that time. That Bear's a whole different cat. And I was Bear at that time, and Taker will tell you, Taker's pulling me off of people every night. And so me, Taker, and Vince decided the best thing for me was to go home and get my mind right before something stupid happened, because I was in a bad place, man. And I was a big, strong dude in a bad place and looking for trouble. And it ain't hard to find in those type of places.
Yeah. Well, we're glad that you had the people around you to tell you,
that's really what happened to Papa Shango. Then Vince just kind of phased him out because he didn't want to hurt me too bad. Vince is the coolest person in the world to me, man. I just got invited to his 82nd birthday party or 81st birthday party.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, man, that's really great. Now,
but yeah, that's what happened, man. I had to go and get my mind right, and actually, that's when I started smoking cannabis and changed my life completely.
Better alternative than painkillers,
painkillers and alcohol for sure.
Yeah,
dude, I've had my left hip replaced, my left knee replaced. I refuse to take any type of pain pill. And I used to take Somas, Vicodins, Placidils, Percocets, Halcyons, A to Z. And I'm taking these some bitches like vitamins and drinking a bottle of Jack behind them. I will have a shot of Jack every now and then. I don't really drink beer, but I smoke a lot. And that's what's really saved me, preserved me. And it's just cannabis for me, and people laugh when I say this, because like I said, there's this guy here that you're talking to, and then there's this other dude named Bear, and he's like mean. He's kind of mean. He's not a bully. He's not a bully, but he's mean. And he's got a short fuse. And smoking cannabis the way that I do keeps that dude away. It keeps me creative. It keeps me motivated. And it keeps me from going to jail.
Hey, that's a powerful combination.
Right? Yeah, best thing in the world for me.
Absolutely. And now, in those early days, a question that we like to ask is, do you remember your welcome to wrestling moment? A bump or something you took that was like, man, that was a truck, or like, just a feeling
my first big pay-per-view check. Where I said,
that's been a different answer.
That's a different. Found like gross income and then net.
That and getting like my first action figure.
Oh wow!
Getting I didn't get a T-shirt until The Godfather. I got a Pimpin' Ain't Easy shirt, and it became the #1 selling shirt.
It's a great slogan.
And that was a big moment to get my first action figure, Papa Shango action figure. That was a big moment. To go in the store and say, "Oh, look, that's me. That's me on the wall." That was a big moment.
You guys during that Attitude Era, a character like the Godfather, you're having fun. What it seems like every week. Now I know that you during that time, a lot of things in the Attitude Era just would not fly. They just would not fly in today's WWE. Were there any times during that era where y'all try to? We know it's competitive in the back, and everyone wants to have great matches. But did y'all ever try to outdo each other promo style to see what you could get away with?
All right. How much time you got? Man, check this out.
We got a minute, so
check this out. We used to, in basketball arenas, that's usually where you perform, in basketball arenas. And they always had, I don't know if they still have it, but they used to have applause meters in the basketball arenas. And so when Stone Cold the glass would break, or The Rock, or, it would go up so high. And so when they'd hit the Godfather music, I was getting like real close to that. Like, it's called the pop.
Yeah.
I was getting real, like if they were getting 98s, I was getting 94s, and nobody else was even close to them. So I said, I got to come up with some way that I get a louder pop than these two. And so I say, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and get that original pop, right? But I'm going to go out with none of the girls. And then people start booing me and shit. People be like, they start turning on me. I'd be like, all right, chill fuck out, chill out. And then I would wind up, and then I'd call the girls out, right?
Yeah.
And that pop would beat the Stone Cold and the Rock. It would go like 100 for that second pop. So yeah, man. I know that when we were having the wars, the wars against WCW, I know that the Godfather on TV, they would have lineups of the matches, this person against that person, amount of time and that type of stuff. And then it would say Godfather segment. It wouldn't even have nothing about wrestling. It would just say Godfather segment. They never, ever gave me anything to say verbiage wise. All my promos was just me. People, wrestling fans realize Vince had nothing to do with the Godfather. It was my wife who came up with the whole Godfather persona.
That was going to be my next question. How did this come about?
Yeah.
I was in the Nation of Domination. I'm Kama Mustafa.
Yeah, we're going to go backwards on that.
The Rock has become his own little star. D'Lo and Mark Henry are doing tag teams together, and they weren't really doing nothing with me. And the thing about me, about wrestling, was really, the money's cool, but it was also about having a good time. So that's why you'd see me come and go. If I wasn't having a good time, I would leave. And then they'd call me, they'd ask me to come back. And so I was having a good time, man. I'm like, I got to come up with something that keeps me here, because my contract was coming up. So my wife basically said, if we can come up with a way that these people really see how your high ass really is all the time, and just see your personality, they would love you if they got to really see your high ass. And so I'm like, I don't want to be a pimp, man. I used to beat up pimps in strip clubs. Right. I can't tell you how many pimps I beat up in the 80s in strip clubs. So I didn't want to be a pimp. I didn't want to wear the hats. I didn't want to wear I didn't want to, all that shit my wife told me to do that I didn't want to do. It worked out pretty good. Yeah. They never would even ask me what I was going to say. Never. They might ask me to hit a town or a pay-per-view, but those white dudes, they didn't know how to write for me. I'm up there, I'm talking shit. They didn't know what literally, if I was wrestling you, literally, I would sit there and go out and smoke and say, I'd be with Visser or somebody, God rest his soul. I'm like, dude, I'm going to say this shit tonight. And he'd be like, you ain't going to say that. I'd be like, no, I'm going to say this shit tonight, motherfucker. You watch what I say tonight. You watch. All Vince would say to me was, Charles, I need you to be good tonight. And I'd be like, don't worry about it, Vince. You got me, bro.
Be good while I'm allowing you to go on TV and yo, pimping ain't easy.
When Vince heard about it, me and Bradshaw me and Bradshaw were wrestling each other. And we were in the popcorn match, which is the match after the intermission, to get people back in their seats slowly. It's usually people don't care about that match. And we're going 10, 12 minutes, and we're beating the hell out of each other. And the people, we call it sitting on their hands. Nobody's clapping or nothing. Long story short, now I'm growing my hair, and I'm doing that. And I kind of dressing a little different. And I said, let's try this. And so Jack Lanza was the agent. I'm like, I'm going to try something. I went out there and said, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to come out and say it. I'm a pimp. And then I got a little bit of reaction. I say, but what you don't know is right here in L.A., they got some of the best hoes ever born. Okay, and now people are kind of coming with it, right? I say, how do I know? I say, there's one of my old hoes. They be like, I say, there's one of my old hoes. And then I find one that wasn't attractive or maybe overweight. I'm like, hey, she a little overweight, but hey, pimping ain't easy, man. And so now see how you guys are reacting? And so I would say, hey, man, I didn't even have any girls. I say, right now in the back in a limo, I got 5 of the nastiest girls you ever seen in your life, Johnny. And I know what type of freak you are. I'm like, all you have to do is walk away. So the people would start saying, take the hose.
You give them the option.
Yeah. Now we've gone from beating each other up for 12 minutes, beating each other up, to not doing anything. And we got the whole stadium chanting, take the hose, take the hose. So we'd have to get out of it somehow. So Johnny would take the hose. I would get on the mic and then Johnny would start walking away. People would go crazy. We should have left it there, but then we'd go, we wanted to do something. So I'd start healing on the people, see another dumb redneck. I'd start healing on all the rednecks. Johnny would turn around. I would turn around like I didn't know he was there. He'd hit me 1, 2, 3. I'd pop up, put my hat back on, and say, "Man, pimping ain't easy." And we did that on 2 house shows. When we got to TV, Vince says, "Hey, I hear this thing you're doing might have some legs to it." He goes, "You think you can get me some girls?" And I'm like, "Really, Vince? Me get you some girls?" So me and Taker went to a strip club and got some girls. Brought them back to TV, put them on TV, did the little skit that we did on TV that night with only 2 nights practice, and it got over like Rover, man. And after that, Bruce Pritchard started getting the girls, and it was given to other people to get the girls. And then it got to a point where strip clubs were calling WWE saying, "Hey, when you're in town, we'd like to use our girls."
Offering
and then
them,
the girls start getting, I would let them. I'd get them girls turned up before I'd put them on TV, and so it got to the point where the strippers were acting so bad. Vince is like, "No more strippers, no more strippers. We're just doing too much."
Some professionals.
Doing too much.
And so Vince goes, "We're going to get models." Let me tell you something. The models were worse than the strippers.
Oh man!
Let me say this. Can you imagine? Okay, can you imagine being at TV and there's a TV hotel and all the office people are there, everybody's there. Okay, you're all going to work at 12 o'clock, and you walk by the pool, and at 12:30, Godfather's out there with a bunch of strippers smoking weed, drinking shit. Y'all going to work, and all out there going, "What's up, y'all?"
So how were you?
my.
You had some classic lines, like you said, when that music hit that.
Yeah.
You know, everybody would lose it. You'd come out, you'd have sayings that you would say, like, you know, light up a fatty for this Mac Daddy. How long did it take you to really get to the point where you were like, all right, this is what I'm going to say to get the crowd to pop? Or did you get pushback for talking about weed so much?
Talking about what, weed?
Did you get pushback for talking about weed
No,
so much?
not at all.
None.
Not
Okay.
at all. Got me over in the cannabis community.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Dude, at that point, they were living on the edge, bro. And so I had carte blanche to say anything I wanted to say, do anything I wanted to do, put anything I wanted on my vest. Nobody ever told me to calm it down. Not one time. Not one time.
Man, that's trust.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those were.
And I
mean,
wouldn't tell you, like, if I was wrestling you, I wouldn't tell you what I was going to say to you. We knew what the little match was going to be.
Yeah.
But you had no idea what I was going to say to you before the match. And I'd always keep it just a little bit personal.
But that even goes back to him. What was it? Over the top. You getting discovered the way that you were, and them saying you would just be funny being the dude that you are. You being yourself is what had you over the most.
took you over, yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
Well, they said,
dude, the Godfather, being a pimp or not's not important. I had a strip club. We won't touch that. But that whole person, it's just me being me at this stage of my life. Maybe not when I was the bear in my 20s and early 30s, but at this stage in my life, it's how I am. And I'm really like this every day, man. I live life to its fullest. I'm basically retired. I do some signings. My wife has a business. I smoke a lot of weed and I just relax and enjoy. I work out a lot, try to eat right. My weight, look at that. My weight's down. I got a little bit of muscles going on there.
yeah.
I see you.
I'm weighing, my weight's down to 248. Things are going good, man.
Hey, man, that's all the power in the world.
I'm very blessed. How about that?
Man, yeah, the Godfather, though, that character was, because we had literally, you never saw anything. You never saw a cat come out looking like you did with the entourage that you had, talking about the things.
What I was calling him.
Like, it was, we'd sit there and be like, how is he getting away with it? By the way, we were loving it, but wondering, like, how's he able to do it?
Yeah, man.
Be Real one time. Be Real told me one time, I've known him for a long time. He's like, how are you getting away with this? And I'm like, I don't think they really know what I'm saying.
That makes
I call
sense.
this shit blunts and this and that.
Yep.
I'm like, I don't even know if they really know what I'm saying.
That does make
That's
sense.
fair. Yeah. You got to speak in code sometimes. You know, a little whisper here and there.
But
Vince
also,
knew what I was saying.
Yeah.
you had a few of your, and I'll just call them your accompanying acts. I'll leave it at that. I won't use the H word today.
Acquaintances.
Yeah. Who
It's hard for me. You'll catch me, but I'll try.
Associates. No, you can say it because you're the Godfather.
Right.
All right.
Who've gone
try
on,
not to, though. I'm going to try not to.
Who've gone on and they became wrestlers themselves. I know, I remember specifically Victoria. She was one of yours.
Victoria came in. She was going to be one of the original girls. And then that's when everything kind of fell apart. And she was going to be traveling on the road. There was another one. I can't think of her name. It was a blonde. She didn't want to become a wrestler. So when that was just about the end of the Godfather run. So Victoria went to the wrestling school, became a wrestler.
Yeah, and a great one at that.
I know you're going to bring up Lita.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Lita, I you know what? When I see Lita at signings and stuff, I try to stay away from her because all that was we had some ugly hoes that night. We had some homely ass hoes. And my wife was there and she's like, she kind of talked Lita because Lita, back then the girls were all divas. They weren't wrestlers. Lita was a wrestler.
Yeah.
And so she had no girls to wrestle. So she went on TV as one of my hosts. Just my wife asked her that. And I feel bad about it now because if I walk around her, they'll be like, look at Lita, there's your pimp, Godfather, So out of respect, I kind of stay away from her when I'm on these signings.
Which is why
I'll say hi to her on the quiet side.
Lita's accomplished so much more than just that.
Man.
It's amazing.
To be hated on for that. She just went out there one day to help out.
Okay.
Yeah. Team player.
Team player. She did it. Yeah.
Remember that there was 2 Budweiser girls from LA, blonde girls, twins. They were my girls. A lot of rap girls that became rap hoes or rap whatever you call it.
Video vixens.
Rap artists. What do you call them?
Video vixens.
Video girls.
Yeah.
They were girls that were seen on TV as one of the hoes girls. See, you're gonna catch me.
That's all right because that was the Godfather. That's how we got down.
I really try not to say that word. I really do.
It was historical reference.
And these are characters.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, pimpin' ain't easy, man. Pimpin' ain't easy.
But it sure is fun, I bet.
You see me smiling, don't you?
Now, 2 individuals that I know you've had, you've shared the ring with are Bret and Owen Hart. You from what I understand is you were supposed to go against Owen that tragic night. Can you speak a little bit about what it is to go up against a member of the Hart Foundation in Bret and Owen and give us some kind words about Owen Hart?
Love that family, man. Bret, super, super cool dude. Stuck up for me one time when they didn't want him to wrestle me as Papa Shango. They thought it was going to ruin his career. And he's like, no, I'll work with him. He's a good dude. Owen, best guy in the world, man. Rich jokester. When I went to Germany for the first time, he taught me how to go around and order food. When I went to Japan for the first time, he taught me how to take the subway, the trolleys, eat food. Just good dude, man. I hung out with him that whole day because I was the Intercontinental champ at that time, and they were going to drop it on him because Vince says that the belt, I had the girls.
Yeah.
So that the belt didn't really mean anything. The belt was just something that I think they just wanted to put some gold on me. And the belt didn't really mean anything. So they wanted to put it on somebody that it would. So, I'm like, hell yeah, I'll drop that belt to Owen. And then that happened that night. And sad, very sad. I didn't see it happen. I was behind the curtain with the girls firing them up. And then it was either Bruce Pritchard or whoever was at the table. They're like, Owen fell. And I'm like, Owen fell? What do you mean Owen fell? And then, then the shit went down. But sad night, man. Sad night.
Yeah. Question that you wanted to add to it?
Well, I mean, I just, that night, like you said, it was so awful. Can you maybe think back to what went through everyone's mind? Because
Dude, honestly,
the company got a lot of slack for continuing with the show, but the show must go on is what they say, right?
Honestly, my wife remembers more than I do. I just remember seeing Owen when he came through the curtain and he was blue. And he is already gone. And I really, honestly, I don't remember much about that. My wife tells me I called her and she remembers a lot that I said that I don't remember saying.
Yeah.
And then I think the next night we had TV and they put up some matches. And then Vince is basically like, hey, we're going to run the show. If you guys, I'm going to put up matches. If you want to wrestle, wrestle. If you don't want to wrestle, let us know and we'll replace you with somebody else. And I had to wrestle Road Dogg. And I think we went out there and nothing scripted, man. I'm like, dude, do you really feel like doing this shit? And he's like, no. And he's like, no. I'm like, man, why don't me and you go downtown St. Louis, man, and roll up a fatty for Owen, man, and smoke it out. I think that's what we did.
Yeah.
Man, it had to be so.
A question
awful.
that we usually ask guests on here. We try to get it from when they were a wrestling fan, but now that we know that your story, we're going to ask you from when you were in the business. And I know this is probably one of the moments, but can you remember a moment when wrestling broke your heart?
Broke my heart.
Yeah, well, we've heard everything from when they were, when superstars were fans.
I know where you're getting at, when Hogan switched or this scene and this and that. I was never a fan like that. It didn't break my heart, but I was surprised Taker lost to Brock in the way that he did.
Yeah.
But because I was with him that day, I was with him all day. The funny thing about me and him, we talk about everything in the world, but we don't talk about wrestling. And so I never knew that day that he was going to drop it. I didn't see him till the next day, and I was leaving for the airport, and he was fucked up. Yeah. And I'm like, Take, you all right? He goes, no. He goes, I'm going to the hospital. And I'm like, dude, you don't look good, man. You want me to go with you? And his wife was with him. And he goes, no, I'm going to be all right, bro. Go on home. I'm like, you sure you don't want me to go with you? He's like, no, I'll be all right. And I think he was in the hospital for a couple of days. So that kind of, if anything, kind of broke my heart.
Man, that broke a lot of people.
He was that next morning, bro. He wasn't there.
So
I know him real well. He wasn't there.
Was that an injury stained during the match?
Something happened in the match. I guess he got a really bad concussion in that match, and he don't even remember the whole match. He don't even remember it.
That like you said, that tore up a lot of people.
Yeah.
When
I was surprised. I'm surprised he didn't tell me. But like I said, we never
talk about it. Yeah.
We really don't ever talk about wrestling. We've been through so much together in life. Kids, marriage, life, money, problems that we got more to talk about than wrestling.
Yeah, when you're with your friends, your boys, work is probably the last thing you talk about. You really talk about.
And then we do talk about wrestling. It's when we weren't making no money back in the Memphis days, driving 200 miles and making $50. Those are the stories we always tell.
Soul Taker, a master of pain, making towns.
Yeah,
driving in a Ford Escort.
Wait a minute, what? You two monsters in a Ford Escort?
I had a Ford Taurus.
Okay,
all right. So get it right.
Wait a minute, I had a Ford pickup. It was only back then. It was only a 2-seater.
So Taker in his 6'9" frame is fitting into a Ford Escort.
Red Ford Escort.
Okay. And that's another thing. We did meet Taker. I just want to share this because I find it funny. We met him at Fanatics Fest a few weeks ago. And I went up. I'd met him years ago after WrestleMania 21. Not that he would remember. We took a picture and we recreated it. But my friend Mike, who works for Fanatics, was like, he introduced me to him. And I shook his hand and I went, hey, Mark, good to see you. And then I thought, and I was like, oh my God.
You're dead, man.
And so I said to him, about 2 minutes went past. I was like, hey, I want to apologize. And he looked at me. I'm like, because, the podcast now and everything, I think we got comfortable calling you by your first name. I said, I should not have called you Mark. I said, I apologize, Undertaker. And he goes, listen, it's fine. He goes, the older I get, I let things like that slide. And I was, and so, that's the picture. The picture on the right is after, I believe, WrestleMania 21 in LA.
My God.
So that's like 2001. And then, we recreated it a few weeks ago.
The
picture on the left.
That's what I told you. That's what I told you.
All of a sudden, your ass you went from being 6 feet tall to 6'7" and shit. That picture.
Yeah, so that was the cool moment for us to be. And he looked at that picture and he was like, "Wow!" And I was like, "Yeah, can we?" So Shay came in with the camera, we did it, and I think
that's cool. Man. He's good people.
I might have been on my tiptoes, maybe. Godfather, I don't know.
Okay, you might have been standing on a box.
I mean, I'm 6'3", so he's a legit 6'8", 6'9" for sure.
I think he's a legit 6'8", 6'8.5".
Okay.
Yeah, he's one of our bucket list guests. To get Taker. Another one is your boy Rikishi. Can you talk about how have you been paying attention to, current WWE? Have you seen his family?
Watching him. I seen him just a couple weeks ago. Okay. I'm like, what are you doing stirring all this shit up? He's serious about it. It's not, he ain't just saying it. What he's saying, he's serious about.
Yeah.
So, hey, God bless him and his kids, man. Right. I remember the Usos when mom was pushing them in strollers, the double stroller. So, I'm really good friends with that family. So God bless them all, man. But yeah, Rikishi's out there putting it out there, man. He's letting them know.
Yeah, man, we gotta get kids,
right.
Bro.
Yeah, his kids are like, man, they running the game, man.
Yeah.
So that reminds me. Okay, so a lot of wrestlers who are wrestling now, that came from wrestling families, you probably did see some of these kids when they literally were kids. Oh, yeah. So what is it like to see like the Usos and I guess Randy Orton, who was young back then, probably running around and people like that?
I think it's cool, man.
Natalia,
Charlotte, yeah.
My youngest son is 6'7", but they weren't into, he's a paramedic. They weren't interested in wrestling at all. None of them.
Mm. Well, did you say he a 6'7" paramedic?
Dude had all the talent in the world, but he just didn't want to. My son Ty, best kid in the world, man, great kid, but he don't want to practice.
Hey, 6'7" paramedic.
Well, look, he's practicing saving lives. So
he was the type that'd be happy to go there and just dunk the basketball. He could dunk before everybody else or palm the basketball. But he didn't want to practice. I'm like, well, if you don't want to practice, and to this day, like he's in great shape too. I work out, dude. I work out every day at my house here. And he's just not into working out, but he's in great shape. He's just gifted. You got to let that shit go after a while. You got to let it go.
So, Godfather, now that we're on this, let's talk about your family. How many kids do you have?
Oh, in what country?
Oh, boy.
This country?
Like Tracy Morgan said, you mean on the books or off the books?
More specific than that.
Oh, my God. This motherfucker's unhinged.
Hey, well, I mean, I'm telling you, with me, you got to be like, you got to be careful what you ask.
Anything goes, when it comes
in the United States. Does that count Hawaii?
It does count, yes. We will count Canada, too.
Don't count Canada.
We'll count them as North
Definitely
America.
Don't count Germany.
This is my favorite episode.
No, I'm just bullshitting. I'm just bullshit. I got 3 boys and 1 girl. My my youngest is, like I said, a paramedic. The next one works at where the Lakers play. I don't know what it's called now.
Crypto.
He works at Crypto Arena. He's in charge of the VIP suites.
What?
And keeping the clients in that. That's what my one son does.
Well, you better.
Another son's a plumber.
A plumber?
Yeah,
okay.
he's been there forever. His name's Corey Silva.
You better break look this up because O'Shea's the number one Laker fan here.
He's in charge of all the real expensive million dollar suites and keeping all those people. That's what he does.
Okay.
He did work for the what's the football team that? Hey, I only know the Raiders.
Of course,
Chargers.
Yeah,
yeah. He did work for them for a minute, but and then one's a plumber in Miami.
Okay. And
then my daughter's kind of involved in like hotel suites in the conventions. She runs they're all very well successful people.
Yeah, nice. Great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good drive in there.
Because sometimes
I have a daughter in Germany. I'll be fine. We're just talking about the states.
Because sometimes you hear the stories of wrestlers' kids who, because their parents were on the road so long, they never got to see their fathers or their mothers, and there's a disconnect sometimes. But it doesn't seem like that happens. It seems like the kids were well adjusted.
I spent as much time as I could, and now we spend like my daughter's here now. Just walked in a little while ago.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Nice,
that's awesome.
Absolutely.
I was with my youngest son yesterday. We went to breakfast and went to a swap meet, which was real smart. With a Godfather hat on because I got swamped with Godfather fans, and I'm like, that was real smart. And I think I had a Godfather shirt on too with my high ass, Godfather shirt, Godfather ass, and then wondering why is everybody noticing me?
Well, because Dad, you're 6'6" and jacked and tattooed.
Right.
Oh, and the Godfather.
And the Godfather. Yeah, man, we got to listen. Mania's going back to Vegas. We got to go see our boy.
Oh yeah, for sure. I
gotta
gotta come hang out with the Godfather if you smell.
You guys play dominoes?
We will.
Listen, you ain't got to threaten us. We just said we wanted to hang
I like, if you play dominoes, we can play a friendly game of dominoes.
You just want to beat our ass in dominoes.
No, man.
You got anything over there?
Oh man, I got so much, man. Like, where do we go? Oh, we almost.
I told my wife, they asked for 30 minutes. I said, you watch after an hour, they're going to be like, God damn.
Because we have to watch the clock because, and
We
fans
tend to
of
go
the pod
long.
will know, we some yappers, bro.
Yeah,
Once we get going and like get in a
Mm-hmm.
conversation, we'll stay in and then the episode's at 2 hours.
We're not this wrestling pod that wants to be investigative journalist and break
Right.
down. Now
No,
we
we
just want
kicking
to
it.
we want to have the wrestlers that we loved, and we just want to like put the spotlight on you and get some great stories. And one thing that we got to talk about, because we skipped over it in the timeline a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's get to that. We are the nation of domination.
Yeah.
How did
We
that
are
all
the
come
nation.
about? Talk to us about that.
I was coming back as Papa Shango. And I show up to TV thinking I'm going to be Papa Shango. And they put on Jerry Lawler. In fact, Jerry Lawler's an artist. I don't know, a lot of people don't know that. He's
great.
like a real artist. So he paints the face on me. And we take some pictures, and then they say, Vince wants to talk to you. Let's get your face off. So they take my face off. I go in there, and Vince says, Charles, change your plans. I'm like, change your plans? He goes, tonight, we're going to call you Kama Mustafa. We're going to put you in the Nation of Domination. You and Ron Simmons are going to wrestle Undertaker in a handicap match. And you're going to go over. That's my wife making noise over there.
Hi,
I
Mrs.
put you over.
Godfather.
I made sure they know that you were the one that came up with the whole Godfather thing. I forgot to mention her name in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, you better say it right now, then.
Oh, bro, come on, dog.
And her name is.
Denise.
Hi, Miss
Oh, my
Denise.
God.
Miss Denise.
Oh, dude.
How you doing?
Dude.
Yeah.
Yo, she
You
already
got in
walked
trouble?
out with
You
my
got in
daughter.
trouble?
Can you? Oh man, I can. My high ass. They Snoop got inducted the same year.
Oh no.
You know, that green room was
WWE
really
Hall of
green.
Fame. So I'm hanging out, doing our stuff, having a good time. I know I'm getting off the other story.
No, sir.
But and I'm telling my wife, you wait till I talk about you. I'm gonna put you over. I'm gonna do this, do that. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Right. And I'm the type that don't write shit down. I just go off the cuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my high ass gets up there, starts having a good time. I get done, walk off the stage, and go, "Oh shit, I forgot to mention my wife."
No.
Oh no.
Yeah, that went real well.
So how'd the couch sleep that night? Was it comfortable?
Yeah, man, I felt so bad because she puts, it was bad. I always put it over now, but yeah, right, honey? Look, she give me that dirty.
Did she want to join us?
Listen,
I
bro.
don't even talk about that.
You want to join us?
No.
Oh, come on, and we're NCW. We're family friendly.
You know, yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. So I forgot the other story. I just.
Oh yeah, so
yeah,
we were
the
talking
nation.
about. By the way, I saw pictures. I think it was on Lawler had a documentary. He showed the picture of the face paint that he did for Papa Shango, and it was completely
it was going to
eerie
be
and
not
scary.
not as cartoonish.
Yeah.
It was going to be a little bit more wrestling in it, but more seriousness. But it was going to be a voodoo man.
It looks so dope.
And then what happened was, that's when I first met Ron Simmons. Of course, I knew who he was, but I never met him. And I asked him, he's like, man, I don't know what's going on. And he goes, I'm the last one to know. So the next week, they pulled us over. Ron is one of my best friends, too, right now. Ron, they pulled us in the next week, me and Ron, and they said, you know who Dwayne Johnson is? And I didn't know who he was. And Ron was like, yeah, I know who he is. He goes, I'm not going to say what he actually said, but he says, once I get people to hate this kid, when I turn them, he's going to be the biggest thing wrestling ever saw. He goes, this is what
Vince
I need from you guys. That's what Vince said about The Rock. And that's why I went from Papa Shango to there, because they wanted to make it bigger and blacker and stronger looking.
Yeah.
And so I got put in that group. And that was just for him. So Vince knew that. And then we had a meeting with him, and me and Ron's like, he didn't want to wear the colors. We all wore the hats, right?
Yeah.
He didn't want to wear the hat. He didn't want to wear the colors. So me and Ron said, well, fuck it. then we ain't gonna do this shit. Then we're doing this shit for you, not for us.
Yeah.
And so then I think he put a little stripe on his pants,
On his
and on his wristbands. He had a little something. But yeah, man, he was a cool dude. It was fun, man. Good. I mean, of course, I don't talk to him, but I talked to Ron. D'Lo lives here. Well, I mean, he's a big star now.
Yeah.
If he's seen me, he'd be super cool with me. I talk to Ron all the time. I talk to D'Lo all the time. I talk to Mark Henry all the time.
Yeah, Mark's a good dude. Mark, man, I'll do anything I can.
Yeah, Mark's
for Mark
really
Henry.
good people, man.
No, he was, I think, our third guest.
Third guest ever. Yeah, showed up.
Big
drop of
Mark,
a hat.
man.
Drop of a hat. I was like, Mark, man, I need you. Are you free tomorrow? He said, just tell me the time. I was like, all right.
He's a good man. So yeah, that whole group, good people, man. To this day, we're all still friends.
And it was a great group, as a young black male at that point, to see you guys. That kind of did something for me to have like this group to come out and, with the fist in the air. And it was just like, man, the nation it captivated me personally. And obviously arenas full of fans were behind you guys.
I was having a great time with that group. I was some of the best times was in that group because we had so much heat. And then the Godfather, of course.
Yeah.
Well,
I was having a great, but people, man, we were a rough, tough bunch of guys, man. It was pretty cool.
And Nation of Domination, one of the best names. Like,
right?
Come
the
on.
Nation of Domination.
Come on, bro.
Man, I had to, Godfather, first of all, I have a Nation of Domination t-shirt and a Godfather t-shirt. I had to make myself not wear them today because I was like, I don't know if you wear the shirt of the guy.
I think the Domination shirt was the one with the fist.
Yeah, so I might wear that tomorrow. Yeah. But
that's a rare shirt to find one of those.
Yeah, right. I don't have that one, but I remember doing research. I think I saw Mark had it on.
Yeah.
And I was like, they need to start reselling.
Oh my God.
Or somebody needs to start bootlegging this shirt or something. Because
I have one, and then I donated one to charity, and it sold for big money. But the only reason I know it, they only made so many of them, and then they didn't. So they're hard to find.
Man. Yeah. So I guess I got two things real quick of the Nation. One, I'll ask you, and you can answer them as you will. One, we talked a little bit about Dwayne. Were you shocked at how big he became? I'll ask you that first.
No, because I've seen Hogan, I've seen this one, I've seen Macho Man, I've seen a lot of guys get big, man. So, I mean, it was good for him. I wasn't surprised. He has a lot of talent. He was good on the mic. He had a lot of charisma. I wasn't surprised. Okay. He did it. He was given an opportunity and he ran with it and did like Stone Cold. He was given an opportunity and he did a hell of a job with that opportunity.
And just a last thing on the Nation. So real quick, we'll talk about this, the whole DX Nation thing where they came out and they kind of dressed up. That caused kind of a ruckus. Can you maybe remember what the thought process was? Did they talk to you guys about what they were going to do?
When they came to me and they told me what Billy Gunn was doing, I didn't have no problems with it. It was just, now don't mind you, it's a whole different time back then.
Yeah.
But it was more like, to me, it was like doing a movie role.
Yeah.
You're just playing a part. Yeah. And that was part of your part. So I didn't have a major problem. I hear stories that after the fact of some guys, but I know Ron didn't have a problem. I think Mark Henry had a problem with the way Sean portrayed it. I think he had a problem with it. I didn't have a problem with it. Ron Simmons didn't have a problem with it. I know that for sure. D'Lo didn't have a problem with it.
Okay. Now, people who are fans of the podcast know how I feel about Hulk Hogan. The Hulk Hogan Sid Vicious, the spot.
First of all, how do you feel about Hulk Hogan?
I don't give a fuck about no Hulk Hogan.
All right, never mind. I got you.
Yeah, well, there was a situation in Los Angeles where there might have been some booing. I might have been there. I might have helped.
I saw you.
Yeah.
I saw you. I was standing.
But can you take us through that situation? I think it was WrestleMania 8?
8 or 9. Or I guess
it's a long time ago.
Yeah, but the Sid, you're supposed to come out for the spot. And, the word is that there was miscommunication on that spot. What went down?
Basically, what happened was somebody should have. Bruce Pritchard brings this up on his podcast all the time, and other people. What somebody should have did is they should have timed how long it was going to take to run from the curtain all the way to the ring.
Oh.
And it was a long run, and nobody took the time to time it.
Yeah.
So when it happened, took longer than people thought to get to the ring. That's what happened.
Simple.
And
as simple as that.
Looking back, we should have practiced it once and timed how long it was going to take me to get to the ring.
Absolutely.
And then set me accordingly.
Yeah, you got a 280, 90-pound man. He's not going to be Tyreek Hill.
Oh, dude, look at the video. I was moving. What are you talking about? I was 9.1 in the 100, baby. I was moving.
My favorite part about that, somebody kicked out the leg drop.
Yeah, I'm going to leave all that alone. my mom said, if you ain't got nothing good to say about somebody, don't say nothing at all. So I ain't going to say nothing.
Okay, well, they shouldn't have gave me a microphone, Godfather. They shouldn't have gave me a microphone. Man, so, bro, we're not trying to get him in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, look,
I'm going to stay out of that one.
Well, he's talking time-wise. We're going to tap out because I'll stay here for another hour with
forever,
you.
Man.
We've still got many questions that we usually ask. But
you have to bring me back some other time.
Yeah, you
Maybe I'll be
welcomed all the
Papa
time.
Shango.
Oh, could you imagine?
Yeah, we didn't have
Come in here as Papa Shango.
What if we've interviewed the Godfather, we get Shanga, we get Karma, and then maybe Sir Charles will pop up.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
No good father, man. No good
No,
father. Nothing good about the good father. Nothing good. And the other thing about the good father, to this day, I apologize. And I ain't seen the man, but I apologize to Stevie Ray, man, or Stevie Richards. What was his name? Stevie Richards.
Stevie Richards.
Because I am not a bully. I've been a mean motherfucker a big part of my life, but I was never a bully. And I was kind of a bully to him because I took out my aggression on me not being the Godfather on him.
Yeah.
And I was not nice to him. By no means was I nice. And the sad part about it for him is I was so over in the dressing room that people were treating him like I treated him because I was treating him that way. And that's too bad because he didn't deserve that. He didn't really have anything to do with that. But like I said, man, it cost me a lot of money.
Yeah.
But that's
tensions
dope,
are high.
That's dope, though.
Oh, dude, I was kind of mean to him. And I'm very sorry for that because I've never been a bully in my life.
Hopefully Stevie
Even
will
when I
see
could,
this.
I've never been a bully.
Somebody get this to Stevie.
Let's get this to Stevie, and hopefully he'll accept that
now.
apology.
Well, he knows because he talks about it, and he talks about the fact I know Godfather lost a lot of money on merchandise.
In 2016, you were inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. But here in 2025, TJ,
yes, sir,
we have to induct the Godfather into the NCW,
yes,
No
indeed.
Contest Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Yes, sir.
Come on, let's do it.
Hall
Let's
of
go.
Fame. Now, TJ, please tell him what he has to do for the ceremony.
Well, Godfather, here's what you got to do for the ceremony. Because we're gonna get the bus made like the NFL. We're gonna, when we get the brick and mortar, we're gonna have a little video package rolling, and we're gonna run in a loop some of your best moments. So if you could give me 3 quintessential Charles Wright, Godfather, Papa Shango moments that you'd want to have running on a loop at your Hall of Fame.
First of all, I don't want none of the Hall of Fame on there because that's going to remind my wife.
Okay, so we won't put that on.
This frame here behind me.
Yeah, we were looking.
Where's it at? It has a video of it. It has a video right here that plays.
That's exactly what I was
something like you're talking about.
The Godfather 420 jersey back there. Yeah,
and that was I threw the puck out at a. What's the hockey team called? The Las Vegas Knights?
Yes,
Golden Knights?
Yes,
and that was the jersey. I dropped the puck, and they
and that's the jersey.
Look at they put 420 on it.
Yeah, all right.
That's amazing. And I can't wait for everybody to watch this on YouTube because you got a lot of cool pictures behind you, a lot of cool stuff. And the pictures we talked about, we'll have that all on the YouTube when we put this all together. Yeah. But so what would you want on there?
Of course, I want it on there where I tell Tinker, I know you like hoes.
That one, okay,
For sure.
that clip.
He swung on him so quick.
I did a spot with Kurt Angle where Kurt Angle does his thing and he pulls out a used rubber. That was kind of funny.
That was hilarious.
I used plastic. Dude, there's so much stuff, man.
Maybe your IC
It would
title
be
win.
mostly Godfather. I mean, you'd have to put the Papa Shango putting the voodoo curse on the warrior, making him throw up.
Yeah.
You'd have to throw some type of nation clip on there. Only part that I spoke in the nation is I used to go, power to the nation. That's when everybody put their stuff up. I never ever got to talk. That's how I got the Godfather name, is because the inside of my hats, the hats were called Godfather hats. It said Godfather in the inside of them. And that's where I got the name. And I told The Rock one day, because he was doing all the talking, I'm like, hey, when you say my name, call me the Godfather from now on. And so when he called me the Godfather, that day that it showed on TV, everybody started calling me the Godfather. So I did that on my own too.
That's simple.
That's it. And then maybe we'll put the clip of you winning the IC title in.
That's cool. Who would I be? Goldust.
Goldust, right? And how about that? What do you know? Dustin just won a TNT title in AEW, man, and it was the first championship singles that he's won since 1999.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow. I just seen him a few weeks ago in LA at the LAX Fan Fest. It was 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I just seen him there.
Yeah.
Good guy, man. I've known him since probably 87, 88 in the Memphis days.
Yeah, he's still out there doing it, man.
Yep.
Like I said,
dude, good dude, man. Been through a lot.
Absolutely, man. It has been an honor, bro.
Yes, it has.
It has been an honor. We got to have you back. We got to have you in studio. This will not be the last time you see the No Contest Wrestling Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Godfather.
Oh, man, thanks for having me, man. Nothing but fun. You guys made my day.
Absolutely, man.
Appreciate you. Wow.
Dude, Godfather, bro.
Yo.
I can tell. Bro, give me.
We got to work on that.
Yeah, bro. It's because the mic be getting in the way.
We shouldn't do that again.
Thank you to the Godfather. That was that's quite the interview, right there. One-liners for days.
For years.
Yeah, but we know we've kept you guys for a long time.
This was a long episode. We apologize, but we had a lot to talk about.
We had a week to make up too, TJ.
And plus, we didn't even get to all of Women's Evolution.
No.
We got at some point we will, because that Women's Evolution A+ show, All-In A+ show.
Yeah. We couldn't even get to NXT.
Didn't even get to NXT. ROH Super Card of Honor A+ show. Great weekend of professional wrestling. Yeah. It's why we're fans. It's why we wanted to do this, and it's why we love wrestling, man.
Listen, bro. Eventually, we might get 2 shows a week, bro.
Well, the day is probably coming.
Eventually, but either way.
Before we go, I want to let everybody out there, I want to put you on to something special. This Wednesday and this Thursday, I believe it's July 18th and 19th, I believe. Let me just make sure I got those.
I don't know what's going on, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on real quick.
Wednesday and
16th.
Thursday.
I'm sorry. Wednesday, July 16th and Thursday, July 17th on the Rich Eisen Show. We're going to have a very special guest host. And that guest host is the architect. He is the visionary. He is the holder of the men's Money in the Bank briefcase. Despite the fact that his knee is jacked up, he's honoring his commitment. Seth freaking Rollins will be guest hosting the Rich Eisen Show Wednesday the 16th, Thursday, July 17th. I'll be on set with him. We're going to talk a bunch of wrestling. We'll talk football. We'll maybe get to know Seth outside of wrestling. And, you know, kind of get to know Colby a little bit. But yeah, man, it's going to be dope. I suggest everybody you find us. We're on the Roku channel. Check us out. Make sure you tune in. Seth Rollins guest hosting the Rich Eisen Show Wednesday and Thursday. It's going to be an absolute blast. And I'm going to get to the bottom. I'm going to figure out what's going on with that knee and where he wants to go from here.
Well, you told them where to find the Rich Eisen Show. How about you tell them where to find us?
Oh, that's right. Well, you know, if you're on social media, on Twitter, there's No Contest. On Instagram, No Contest Wrestling Podcast. And of course, all of our videos, make sure you go check out the Godfather video. We're going to have some of the pictures we talked about during the interview. That's on the Rich Eisen Show YouTube page. We're out there, man. We're in these streets.
Yeah, man. On behalf of my co-host, this has been the No Contest Wrestling Podcast. Make sure y'all have a good day.
Congrats, Naomi.
But not too good, because who the hell do you think you are?
Bye, Miss Parker.